What's going on, everybody? Tyler and Sean here from Rendered Reality. Thanks for joining us again on Coffee and VR, your weekly VR podcast, news show, morning show, coffee obsession show, whatever you want to call it.
I got two things
I know.
of coffee here.
I know. You have two today? Seriously?
Well, I always have two cups, but this time I have a mug, and my wife just brought me some from this Great Harvest bread company that's close by. Oh my goodness, their coffee, vanilla latte, so
that's
good.
pretty cool.
So
interesting.
Good. I need some espresso
Nice.
in my life.
I'm still on some Major Dickinson from Pete.
That's
so
good stuff. Good stuff.
I love it, man. I'm kind of hooked on it lately. I don't know. I don't want to mix it up. It's too good. But I need to get on some of the holiday blend stuff now for Christmas.
It's about that time
coming up.
So we got a pretty jam-packed show for today. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Some new release games we're going to be talking about. We have a giveaway going on in the description below for a Steam code for Population 1, which Population 1 is got to be the most addicting game I've ever played in my life. It ruins my sleep at night and everything else. And we're also...
It is like VR crack, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, it really is. And we are also having some lead people that work for HP on the show a little bit later, a little towards later on in the show to talk about the G2 because G2 hype is real. It is starting to ship out to some people. It is a very hot headset to talk about right now. I mean, it's, Quest 2 still hyped for a long time. It's ready for G2 to really be the talk of the town for a little bit, I think. So.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot forget about PC VR, man. I mean, come on. PC VR is still the primo VR experience. So there's no getting around that.
Absolutely.
Not putting any hate shade on Quest 2, but I mean, come on. It cannot do everything that G2 can, and we will get into that. And make sure you bring your questions and all that stuff, too, later in the show.
Yeah, we're going to try to watch the live chat for the questions and stuff. If you haven't been on our Discord, make sure you join our Discord. We put it out there yesterday, and we got a bunch of really good questions from the Discord community that we're going to try to get to today. So they will be able to see the chat as well when they're on the show. So we'll just try to get to as many questions as we can, and it should be really interesting. We want to pick their brains a little bit about this headset and what they got going on, and some things for the future, everything else, what games they like to play on it, all kinds of stuff. So really cool to be able to get into that with them. Looking forward to that.
I see it looks like a lot of people are joining us from the start of the show today, which is awesome. It's good to see because we always see people waking up late, joining us late and stuff. So it's really cool to see everybody.
We go a little bit early for some people, depending on where they're at geographically. Sometimes we're a little bit early for people, but that's okay. They come in, they trickle in all throughout the show. Nothing wrong with that. So one thing, go ahead. What were you gonna say? I see your face.
Man. I know because I'm excited because I know what we said we wanted to talk about first, man. It's our oldest love in VR, right? I mean, and everyone who's watched the show probably knows. It's not a girl or anything weird, creepy like that. It is Contractors, man. Like, come on, we freaking love some Contractors.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
If you haven't played this, you are missing out on milsim first-person shooters in VR because it is our opinion of the best experience, well-rounded gameplay, the gun mechanics, the gun stock adaptation, all of it. Yeah. But we're getting it on Quest now, right?
Officially. It's been on Quest through side Quest for a little while now, but it is officially coming to Quest. I think December 3rd. Is the date that is supposed to happen. And we've like we said, we've been playing this game for a long time. We were in the original beta for Contractors before it ever released on PC VR. We talk about this game all the time because it is fantastic when it comes to a shooter game. Gun handling in this game, the best gun handling I have ever felt or used in a game in VR. Gun stock calibration, we're gun stock users. We're gonna get into some gun stock stuff a little bit, but the calibration that is in this game that perfectly lines that gun stock up with your in-game gun, so good. It is so good, and it's in the Quest build as well. At least it was for the side quest. I'm sure they'll have it in here as well. Sure. So very, very exciting stuff.
I think this will take over. I know everyone was kind of excited when Onward dropped. And then we saw that regression of the game, as it dropped. And that was kind of a stumbling point, I feel, for it. Though I hear a lot of people have still played it because they're still buying it because it's really the only first-person shooter. I mean, technically, this genre,
military kind of sim, on the Quest. That's officially on the Quest,
So I get it. I mean, why wouldn't you buy it if that's the style of games you like? But, I mean, when you compare what we're seeing here to what we've seen with Onward, I don't know, man. This is a win all day for me. Yeah. Let's chat. Cheers.
Thank you. Hope your week was great, guys. Love your lives. Thank you. That's awesome.
Man, our week has been has been a little crazy.
Pretty jam-packed, yeah.
Yeah, we did some streaming and stuff. We've been doing some Twitch stuff, which we'll talk about here later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just super excited to see this on Quest.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm over the top
and from what they have said, this came from the developer. I think he posted this somewhere on Reddit or something like that. They're saying that when this launches on Quest, there is not going to be a downgrade on the PC VR version, which is what we saw with Onward. And that, Onward is a very competitive game that, esports game and stuff that a lot of people were very upset to see the PC VR version take such a hit. And we've seen crossplay working in this game because the Quest build on side quest for Contractors, already has crossplay. So we know that's there. We know that's functions. So really looking forward to no downgrade on the PC. One thing I do have a big question about is mod maps. Is the custom maps, are those going to make it to the Quest build? Because I was talking to one of the builders of some of the maps on our Discord, and he was saying, some of the mod maps will actually run on the Quest, and you can do some things to enable some stuff to make it work, but a lot of them are just too big and too, they would need rebuilt for the Quest as
that's what I was going to say. They would have to be built specifically for Quest. So, I know, and we have some in our Discord. So one of the guys who develops a lot of the mod maps and stuff, he would have to go back in and turn everything back, pull the LEDs out, everything would have to be simplified to be put onto Quest. Now, I'm not saying that they couldn't work in correlation maybe, but the amount of work is so hard for people doing this on the side and stuff, trying to build these maps that I don't know if we're really going to see much. You might see some new maps. I could see new over trying to get, all the Modern Warfare and the Call of Duty type stuff back in there, but I think, honestly, we're not going to see much of it, nor do I think we need to. I'm not upset about that.
I'm a little bit, because the mod maps, the maps are good. The regular maps are good, but there's so many really good mod maps from like Call of Duty, custom map stuff from Call of Duty, Halo, and all that stuff that I would love to see that implemented somehow down the road, at least some of them. Yeah. So he said they just need to implement mobile mod.io API, but I wouldn't expect the majority of map mods to run properly without making a mobile version of the map. There are a few that it will run, like Battle Creek from Halo, that's extremely light. So
good though, those Halo maps, man. I got in there and I'm like, I've dreamed of living in these Halo maps, and just to be able to stand there, and climb up stuff and look down over it, I'm just in awe over it. And the scale on a lot of them was what was crazy to me. Like, I remember running a while in Halo, but to stand in there was just, whew. For me, that's goosebumps right there.
Even the guns in the Halo maps and stuff, you can even use the Halo guns. It's like it's crazy. It's such a the mod community has made the game even so much better than it ever was. It's just such a great game, and I can't wait, because one of the biggest downfalls is the player base. So this crossplay should get it back up there when it's fishing on Quest. Tony Digital, he said, rocking the Franken Quest 2 now. I'm loving it. Do you know of a case that can fit this? I may need to get one where you can cut the foam out yourself.
Yeah. So go ahead. I can give my recommendation, because I think I gave my original one to you, and this is what you used. But
I used the hard case from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yep, and it works amazing. They're really nice. It's pull and pluck foam in it and stuff, so you can make it fits. Yeah. Great recommendation. And cheap. I think they're like $30 or something like that. Maybe 40 for the bigger one.
I'm not a big fan of the official case anyways, to be honest. It's not, I don't like it that much. I just don't. So I'm looking for something else anyways. I'll probably use the hard case. That's what I used with my first Quest. So
here's my problem is, a lot of people are asking, do these fit in the case? And they do-ish. I don't like it. I don't like how they fit. I don't like how the controllers fit in the case anyways.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's terrible.
I don't know. The division between the lenses and these scare the crap out of me. And then if I stick a controller in, because one has to go in with this end towards the lenses, if that were to pop out, I would cry. Right. So I'm not a big fan of the case if you have anything on your controllers. Before, the old one was amazing with stuff on it.
The only thing I like about the case is it is compact. You get the hard cases are a little bit bigger and bulkier. I have to imagine there's going to be some third-party people coming out with some pretty good cases coming up here, hopefully.
Yeah, I would agree.
The deluxe audio strap is going to be a pretty popular thing, especially with the Elite strap not being available for now. But before we get too much into that, I don't want to get off Contractors yet, because there is some other stuff. They have a co-op mode that is actually coming. So they have plans for a single player and a co-op almost campaign, as far as I can understand it. I got notes in here of exactly what they said.
It's a co-op mission.
Co-op missions.
Co-op missions.
Yep. So there'll be an added series of objective-based co-op missions, new character models, and a bunch of quality of life improvements. So It'll be interesting to see what how the missions work out, because I think that a lot of games that are multiplayer only and stuff, PvP only, it does benefit them to have co-op missions and different kinds of things like that, because for one, people just getting into these games, they can go into some of those stuff to kind of learn the game before they jump in with people that have been playing this game for years. It's a good learning curve, and also if you can do it in co-op, that's fun too. So if me and you can go in there and we're just doing these missions, that's sometimes just as fun as playing a multiplayer PvP game.
I feel that this game gets overshadowed still because it has been out so long, but they have grown so far through the time. Like, could you imagine if we've never played this game and this got dropped tomorrow on Quest, on PC? This is what we had for all of it. People would light up. Yeah. But I feel like because it's been out, people write it off. Or because there isn't a giant player base like Population 1 or Onward, that people write it off. And I feel that is not fair, because if you play this game, and I know there's a lot of people in chat I see too that play with us. They'll preach it all day.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
that beautiful too.
Yeah, it really is. It's a gorgeous game. I mean, even just looking at the gun models, especially on the PC VR build.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, they're gorgeous. I mean, they look so good. The textures and stuff are just. Oh, it's such a good game. So I really do hope that with the Quest release, it's going to help the player base quite a bit, I have to imagine. And I mean, the bad thing is now we got Population 1 to compete with, though, and that is they're
different, though.
They are different, no doubt about it.
And we're shooters, and but maybe are we too specific? Maybe are we?
But the player base, though, I mean, the player base right now in a multiplayer game, Population 1 has that kind of on lockdown at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people playing Population 1, and it's an awesome game. I can't stop playing it myself.
All you need is one lobby, though, and Contractors to play. Like, you only need 8-10 people to play Contractors.
Well, yeah, but then when that lobby's full and you jump on, there's only one lobby and it's full, you can't play. You need more than that.
But they keep adding on. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you can't play. You know what I mean?
And I think
Battle Royale, you need masses to make them work.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, with the Quest build, it's going to get the numbers up for sure. When this comes, I think people are going to be very impressed with this game when it comes out. On the Quest, and gun stocks work great in this game. I just put out a video last week or something about the Mamut Apto 2.0 gun stock using it with the Quest 2, and it's so good. It works so good. So unfortunately I can't get it down good enough to work in Population 1. It's just I'm using my hands too much. I've tried a half stock. I can't get good enough with it in Population 1 of that style gameplay. But in Contractors, I almost can't play Contractors without a gun stock. It just feels so good to me. It's so rewarding.
100% agree.
Yeah. So I'm
Who was it?
excited.
Jay Ham. I was playing with him. He said he couldn't believe how on point my sniper was with no gun stock. And I do this weird thing without a gun stock that I stick my stomach out a little and prop my arm on it. I know it's weird. And funny. I look back at some of my green screen stuff of gameplay, and I'm like, it's so weird, but I do it and it works so well. I don't know. I've just adapted this weird.
Yeah. Some people though have gotten good with a half stock in Population 1.
Yeah, I do want to try that. I
need to practice it a little bit more. I just haven't been able to get good at it. So Memento. Thank you. Cheers from the Netherlands. Awesome.
Cheers. That's awesome. Really cool. Yeah, Netherlands. Oh, beautiful over there. Oh, awesome. So good. And somebody else said that they were here early because they hit the dinghy thingy in the bottom.
Here we go again.
We were talking about
Here we go again with Tyler's dinghy thingy.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Not the dinghy thingy that's down in that corner.
You had to bring that up again, huh?
Right. Well, I just
So we do got to keep rolling probably a little bit because we do want to spend some time with the HP people. But very excited for Contractors. And if you want to check this out on PC VR, it is available now on the Oculus Store and Steam. Good news is there will be cross-buy with Oculus Store. So if you buy this on the Oculus Store now, you will get it as well on Quest when it comes out December 3rd. So, and
I love the look downgrade to Quest, because let's say you love this game, right? And you love it on Quest. You want to upgrade. You want to upgrade to PC then to get those good graphics. I love that. I feel like you're just selling headsets and selling your environment, keeping people in a game. I think it looks amazing concept, a cross-buy, all of it.
Yeah, the trailer looks pretty good on Quest. I mean, obviously there's a downgrade. There's going to be a downgrade, but it's not looking too bad. And
no, at all.
I mean, and the thing that I really like about this compared to Onward is I hate that tunneling. When you get shot or shots go by you and it goes all the way tunneled in. At least this, even from the trailer, you can see when you get shot, it just kind of puts that red hue of a blood hue around you instead of tunnel vision. That drives me insane. I can't stand that, but but hey,
somebody said beer belly gamer advantage.
Hey,
Coffee belly. Exactly, that's how I'm feeling. Exactly.
Oh man, so seriously. But good stuff. I'm really excited for that. I do want to talk a little bit about Solaris because when this game came out, you know, we weren't big fans of it. You know, we liked it. It was fun, but there was a lot of complaints that we had that
I like it more than you.
Yeah, you do like it more than me.
I like it for the Halo feels, but the controls are what kills me on it.
Yeah.
But
so
I adapt.
So the good thing is, though, is that they are finally listening to the community some and doing some stuff, because for a long time the community was, you know, mad about the offhand not being tracked and a lot of these little things, and they just kept saying, okay, you know, well, that's how we designed it, that's how we want it. Well, now finally in this latest update they've talked about, they are looking into ways of using the offhand. So they didn't say exactly how they were going to do that. They just need to track the offhand is what they need to do. They just need to track it, allow it to be put on the front of your gun for a two-handed weapon, to add some stabilization or whatever you want to do, but hopefully that's coming. They said that they're looking into that, which I don't know exactly what that means. Another huge update. Finally, they're going to be getting some squads in there and a party mode. Like, how was that not in there to begin with?
I know. I think they just wanted to get it out. I do. I think they wanted to beat some people to the multiplayer scene, and I understand that, but at the same time, it kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, what fun is a game that is a multiplayer only game that you can't play with your friends? Like, how does that even make sense? It makes no sense to me. How long did
we spend trying to join up with each other?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it was like...
we got lucky. The first time we tried it, we put the helmet on at the exact same time, and we got paired up the first time. And then we tried to duplicate that later, and we tried like 10 times, and we could never get paired up again.
Because that was pre-release when like 20 people had it, so it wasn't bad.
Well, maybe true.
But after it was released, man, I mean, it's just, I don't know. So, I'm glad they're doing it.
I'm definitely glad they're doing it. So there's going to be a squads update that's not out yet. And they've also talked about the wait times, because now I think probably with games like Population 1, you know, there's not that many people playing this. You know, they had the issues of, you know, the things that they want to fix. So hopefully that gets fixed. They're looking into some ways to help the wait, and that is going to be possibly 3 versus 3 mode, waiting for matches to kick off, as well as options to run around the map and stuff to pick up guns and play with stuff while you're waiting instead of just being stuck there. The other cool thing, as you can see Frank here in the video, is that, you know, normally a cool option about this game is you can run and slide. Well, before, the only way you could do that was hitting a button, and then your character would slide. You can see right here in the video that you can actually crouch to slide now, which is going to be really cool. I like that feature. I like to have both options, because a lot of people have bad knees and they don't want to crouch all the time. But But I want the option at least to be able to crouch and do it if I want. And like I said, I don't think any of these updates are in the game yet, but it'll be interesting to see. And I'm glad they're adding it, because it is a fun, fast-paced, quick pickup game. You jump in, you play a couple rounds, and then you move on. So
cheers, Amit. Cheers.
The question I have, though, for you and the people in the chat and stuff that have played this, is it too late? Like, we have Population 1 now. We're getting Contractors in December. Did they wait too long? Is this game going to be... Because, I mean, it's a multiplayer-only game. You have to have a player base, or the game is pointless, right?
So I don't think it's gonna die. I just don't think it's gonna do well. Which is too bad, because I actually enjoy it. I enjoy playing it. I like the pace of it.
It is fast-paced.
If they add the issues that we've talked about, I feel like it could be an amazing game, and it stands a chance to have a good life. I just don't know, man. Yeah. I feel the sooner they get this done, the better. That's their only chance.
They also said that they're play testing gameplay with unlimited sprint. So instead of the sprint running out,
that's interesting. To me, though.
But they said that they're looking into doing that with a penalty for spamming the slide. So there'll be some kind of penalty for just keep sliding or whatever. I don't know how they're going to implement that. I guess they're play testing it right now to figure out how they want to go about that, but that's an interesting concept.
I love the look of the game, though, the performance, everything else about it's really good. They just need to fix all those issues, and they're fixing a lot of. But give me a left hand, like come on, give me a real one. You
know what drives me crazy is why don't they bring Firewall to PCVR now, or to Quest? I mean, Quest would be tough, but at least to PCVR. You know, that's a huge game on PSVR, and a lot of that is because of the aim controller. I understand that, but man, that game is so good. Like, why not bring it to PCVR?
Because you're going to get these same controls.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
Do you want it if you had these same controls? Probably not.
But man, they should adapt it to that, though, because, I mean, we're seeing now the PSVR, we're not going to see much out of PSVR at all, at least until 2022 is what they're saying. Right. So, I mean, the Quest player base is kind of blowing up. They already had a great title. You know, I wish they would somehow adapt that title to the Quest and PCVR as well if they could, man.
And anybody waiting on PSVR, they're going to go buy a Quest, hands down.
Yeah,
I have a friend who I just literally talked to right before we went live, ordered a Quest 2, and he was a big console gamer. So, why are you going to wait on all this stuff when you can literally go get something now that has more stuff available to it, will be bigger than, I think, bigger than PlayStation will be. I think it's going to pass it by the time the next gen comes out. Absolutely. I don't know if unless they get those AAA games signed up, exclusives, they might, and they probably will. They'll at least get those, but I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Quest 2, it's gonna be hard to beat PlayStation. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean,
I'll
glad
get some
they're seeing
PlayStation guys, I'm sure, but I get it. PlayStation's still great. I want it, but we don't have it yet. Yeah. So
I'm glad to see they're updating it, though. I mean, I'll go back in for sure. I still have the game. I didn't refund it or anything. I love it. Yeah, I'll go back in. We'll play together now that we can easily team up together once these updates are out. I mean, and we'll see how it goes, because it is a fun game. It's a fun, fast-paced game, but Population 1 has my addiction right now, so it's gonna be tough. But let's talk about this Z-Race game a little bit, because this talking about PSVR, this is kind of looks a lot like Wipeout, and Wipeout was another killer title on the PSVR that everybody raves about, and this is coming to PCVR. This is coming to Steam and maybe the Oculus Store. I can't remember, but I know it's coming to Steam.
I am just hoping this game looks as good as these. I know it won't look as good, obviously. I know that. But
trailer looks amazing.
Something close to this, oh my gosh, I will flip. I mean, it does look beautiful. I can't wait for this. I really can't.
Yeah, same here. It looks really, really good. And I love the fact that they've put a bunch of people's logos and names and stuff on all these cars. You see Virtual Desktop.
For sure.
There's VR365, Eric for President, Tyrell Wood. I mean, there's just a ton of people. Steve knows, a rendered reality car. And the rendered reality car, I got to tell you, is looking really good. I'm liking the look of the car.
I think it's got triple turbines instead of double.
Oh, yeah, it's faster.
A little faster. No
doubt about it. They said that for sure.
Caffeine in the tank. Right?
Yeah, high octane coffee espresso. I mean, it's definitely the fastest car in the whole game. I mean, I know that, but yeah. So I mean, if you want to beat everybody, just get the rendered reality car.
Very true.
Insider tip,
Right. Yeah. No, but it does look sick.
It really does.
Really can't wait for it.
Especially in the G2. Can you imagine if it looks this good playing in the G2? Whoo, buddy! I cannot wait.
I'm so stoked for my G2.
Yeah,
I really.
Oh, it just looks so good. I'm excited about this.
I know.
So this is, you can wish list this now on Steam. I think early 2021 is release date, I believe. But it can be wish listed now on Steam, which I did. I did wish list it. So
I can't stop watching this trailer though.
PD said, "Does yours run on coffee beans?" Absolutely.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah.
It's got a food grinder in the back, like the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
We just put coffee beans in it.
And I think Reckoner has a very good point. And this was smart marketing on their side. It really was. He said, "I think this game has safeguards for the coverage on YouTube by including the logos." I mean, it is. I mean, that's people are going to be talking about it because their cars and stuff are in the games. I mean, it's a good idea on their part. I mean,
we'd be talking about it anyways, though. I mean,
anything
that's got the polish like this,
but it helps. I mean, it's definitely going to get more coverage because of all the names. So it's smart. I mean, it's smart marketing. I'm not knocking them for it, and I think it's cool. So, but yeah, definitely smart marketing on their part for that. I think. But,
the lighting, okay.
Yeah.
Gives me some feels, man. I like it.
What is the earliest horror game you can kind of think of in VR? I think you had it on your
well, Sisters was your
you had it on your Gear VR and stuff way back. Starts with a D. We just talked about this.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I can't think of it. Crap.
Dreadhalls.
Yeah. Dreadhalls. Yeah. I know. I said, I'm like, dude, this goes so far back. Farther back than people realize. I don't even know. This might have been on like
it was
the
probably
VR
on the
game jams even or something. I forget how far.
It was probably originally on like the original DK1 or DK2 stuff, I'm sure, I would imagine. But
because I had this on a Note 4 in the developer Gear VR.
Yeah, this is Cosmophobia, and this is from the same developers from Dreadhalls. And the trailer is tough because the trailer is really dark and it doesn't give you a whole lot of context about the gameplay, I don't feel like. But it's pretty cool to see them doing another horror game in VR, everything that they've taken from Dreadhalls, and Dreadhalls has been updated and they've done more work on that game and stuff.
So great. To see still even great.
Yeah, so to see the next generation of something like this is pretty cool, and it's coming to PC VR and Quest. So, and this is Oculus Quest footage that it's showing in the trailer here, so that's always good to see what it's going to look like.
So it's weird too, because last night late, I was watching a movie. I can't think what it's called now.
The dinghy thing.
No, it's where they take a ship and they fly to a planet where they think that race started our race.
Apollo 11?
No, it starts with a P. I can't think. Prometheus, I think. And the looks of this give me like those feels and stuff, even from watching that movie. It just creeps me out even now.
Yeah,
so
it looks cool. So they're saying it's a VR survival horror roguelike. Escape a dying spaceship filled with nightmares. Stranded in a hostile universe, you must explore, survive, and find your way back to the safety of Earth. So that is the idea behind the game. So
cool.
I would imagine it's going to be a really good game coming from them, though. I really think it's going to be a hit. So I can't wait to see more gameplay and stuff of the actual game and see what it's going to.
And they were really good at using, VR for what it was, for how early, the Dreadhalls came out too, for using what VR does with, audio and visuals, all of it. I mean, they were just on point. So, really excited to see what this looks like.
Chad Williams says cosmophobia equals fear of Vive Cosmos.
Oh, yeah, basically, yeah. Right.
Fear of
the
Vive
Alien
Cosmos.
Prequel Prometheus. That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so VR Spry Guy said, I played Dreadhalls around Halloween. I found it to be the best of the horror game I played this season. So it is. I mean, they did a good job. Like we said, it was so early.
Yep.
So, co-op? Mighty said co-op. This going to be co-op?
That I don't know.
I don't know that either. If that's true, that's gonna.
That would be awesome, actually. Yeah.
Horror games in VR with somebody else that's what I like. I love being able to explore it with somebody else, being scared with somebody else, finding things with somebody else. It's just so much fun. I know we talk about that all the time, but
we do. I know. Gotta have it, man.
Some really disappointing news, though. After the fall is now delayed until 2021, which I'm not surprised. I mean, it was supposed to be out this year. We haven't heard anything. So
right. I know it is too bad though, but
this game looks.
I don't want to watch this. I know.
This game looks so good. Plus, this is co-op, and this is from the makers of Arizona Sunshine. So it was Vertigo Games, I think. This should be really, really good. I mean, I have really high hopes for this game. So early 2021 though. Well, it just says delayed till 2021. I don't know if there's an actual.
Oh, it looks so good though.
It really does.
This will be amazing.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for the co-op of this. And this is 4-player co-op as well now, right?
I can't remember. Yeah, I think so. It's definitely co-op. It's definitely co-op. I can't remember how many people.
I think it's 4-player co-op, if I remember right.
That might be right.
Yeah. So good though. They're the polish on those games. It's not extreme but well optimized, plays really well.
This should be even better though, because Arizona Sunshine was a really early game, right? So I mean, they were still trying to figure out VR back. I mean, that was 2016, back in those days when Arizona Sunshine came out. Obviously it's been updated a bunch, ported to the Quest and stuff, but I have to imagine this game is going to be.
Cheers to really Steve Drumheller. Good to see you, man.
I haven't seen him
good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That is awesome.
But this would be sick. I'm so pumped at all these freaking games coming out, man. Like close to holiday, after holiday, for people getting Quest 2s right now, it's just, you're going to be getting hit with games now,
Yeah.
Games to be played, new headset. I mean, and some stuff's PC. So people getting G2s, new games, like boom, boom, boom. We're going to get Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like, it's just nonstop now for us. I know.
That's going to be so good. So there's this other new one too. It's called Yuki, and it's made by the same publisher from your shirt, Pixel Rip, 1989, 1995.
That's why I wore it.
Yeah, so that's cool. And I'm a little confused about how the game is going to play out exactly. The trailer looks pretty cool, but it looks like you're kind of flying through. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to play this to really get a feel for it. Definitely looks a lot different from Pixel Ripped. I mean, some of the animations and the graphics.
This stuff
this looks the
feels
same.
Of it. Right.
Yeah, but the actual gameplay. Once it gets to that part in the trailer, but you're kind of flying through all this stuff, and they compare.
So how I take it is, it's like you're playing inside of a phone game, maybe. They're doing that like living inside of another game.
See, this is the gameplay.
Yeah,
and you're kind of like flying through and collecting some stuff, and I don't know. I don't honestly. I don't know a lot about it. I do look forward to finding out more about it, but it looks interesting. I don't know. It's a little bit different. I mean,
I like how they take like this augmented reality inside of VR, right? So like you're doing things that you couldn't do inside of VR. And I think that's a really cool concept. And I feel like they're building on that with this. And I think if they do, it'll be done well because they know how to do it. So super cool. PlayStation 2, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's coming to PC VR, Quest, and PSVR.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It'd be cool to see.
I'm interested. Yep.
No word on a possible Pixel Rift 3 yet. Yuki is coming to Oculus Quest PCVR headsets first half of next year, with launch on PSVR planned for the second half of 2021. So, I don't think there's a whole lot of information really about it yet.
Right. Nope,
paying tribute to games like Star Fox, you pick a virtual action figure, then steer it through arcade-style levels with your hands. So you'll be using your hands to kind of navigate and fly through. But
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like revisiting your childhood and bringing it to life, kind of like they did with Pixel Rift. Same kind of
Same kind and that's thing. What they're good at, and I think they should stick to that. I do. I mean, they're great at it.
Yeah,
it's awesome. The only other one that's given me like those same feels is like virtual reality, where you go into things and like change your perspective. And
that was Go. I'm pretty sure I played that on the Go.
Yeah, you're right. I think that was on Go even first. Yeah,
that's what I remember.
That's a great game though. It really is. Like the concept of like what it does for your head and thinking about it. It's like that Inception feels. So super cool. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So let's first let's get into some accessories a little bit. We talked about the VR cover stuff, and the pleather stuff is still not available yet. It's supposed to be the end of this month, but they have come out with a couple products that you can order right now. That's the silicone cover for the Quest 2. I mean, they work great. We've used these before. I still much prefer the pleather design. I think a lot of people do, but hygiene-wise, this is great. It doesn't soak up the sweat, easily cleanable. Get some alcohol wipes, wipe it down if you're, going in between people. So these are pretty good. Yeah. I think these sold out again already, though. I'm pretty sure these sold out like almost instantly. So
do you think all this Quest stuff is selling out because of sales or because of just limited supplies with everything that's been?
I think a little bit of both.
I'm hoping it's sales, man. Yeah. And I really... Okay, so I have a lot of people, too, that I know have been looking for Quest 2s, right? So I start doing my quick research, seeing who has them in stock, seeing what stores have them in stock. I look on Amazon, 1 to 2 months till you get one.
Yeah.
All my local Best Buys, one in like 200 miles has one.
Yeah.
Target sold out. Like, I don't know, man. I'm getting nervous. Is this going to be like this until Christmas now?
I hope not.
Or...
Yeah.
I hope
I don't know.
Man.
I mean, I think they are selling like crazy. I know so many people that have gotten into VR because of the Quest 2 that never really paid any attention to me when I've been preaching VR for so long. So I don't know, but the accessories do sell out fast. If you see something that comes up, you'll want it. You better grab it because
I agree.
I mean, same thing with these silicone covers. I think these might be out of stock. They do have the lens protectors. I want to talk about these. This is a picture that I took this morning. This is the pleather VR cover.
This solves the case.
That's
problem,
what I was going to say.
That is what I do with it.
Yeah.
I know.
These are actually... I think it's still in the headset over there, but these actually work really good. They fit in there. They stay in there, so it doesn't pop back out. So that's a good product. I believe these should come with the pleather kit. I do believe they come with the kit. I'm not 100% sure because there was some confusion with the V2 for the Quest 1. But you can order these separately too. I don't remember how much they were, like $8 or something like that or something for these. So good option to have, especially if you're taking your Quest with you, on road trips or whatever else, thrown in cases. Good thing to have because you really don't want to scratch your lenses, especially if you're new into VR. It's very important not to get scratches on your lenses because once they're there, they're hard not to see. So
don't t-shirt it. Don't do any of that stuff. I don't know. It's just do something nice for your headset.
That's like one of the most important parts of your headset. You can get scratches on the outside, get it beat up and stuff. Obviously, you don't want to do that. But if you get scratches on the lenses, that's hard to come back from. That's hard to come back from for sure.
It is.
So, there are some links in the description as well to check those out.
I did. Yep, for VR cover.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
And so what do you think about these red crates?
Yeah, dude. I had a freaking blast finding these. I'm not going to lie. This is so good. If you guys haven't played Pop 1 in the last couple of days, then you haven't got to experience these. So the first time finding one, you're close to one because you hear this like submarine pinging.
Yeah.
And it's just, you can hear it getting closer and it actually accelerates the closer you get. Mm-hmm. So it's like a warm and cold feel. And then you see this red glow and you want to get it. There's a lot of times we're like moving one direction and I hear it and I'm like,
me too.
I'm going out of the wall. I'm going to get this, man. Like I want it because I want these skins now. I've got the and I don't have the AK, but
That's what I have too. I have the pistol and the ump. I haven't played enough yet too. There are some videos that people put out showing you all the locations. So if you're that kind of person that you don't want to go on the hunt, you just want to find them, you can do that. But I'm not really either. I want to just find them. And there's been times where I was in a firefight and I was like, oh, hang on, let me run over here and grab it. Like I've literally left a firefight and come back just to get
when we went in, because it was the first time you and I played together since the crates came out, it was there for both of us. But what I played for a longer time with J-Ham, and what we figured out is that there's only a set amount at each location. So once you get it, it's gone. You have to find the rest of them. So if that other person hasn't got it, it'll show up for them. But other than that, it's not for everyone. You grab one. Once you grab it, it's gone. And there's 20 total, I think it is.
20 or 30, I can't remember.
I think it's 20 spread out. And then you get them at different levels. So I think at 5, you get a pistol.
Yeah.
At 10 or 12, you get the ump. And then at 20, you get the AK. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Everybody's
been going. I see Gamer Tag in the chat. I know he was doing some crate hunting. I mean, everybody's been doing it, and it's fun.
It's one left, right?
Yeah, it's a free way to get skins for your guns, and it's a cool skin.
It's awesome.
There's also ways to buy them now too.
So what do you think about that, man? I think it's awesome. I freaking love it. I love seeing people in there buying them and using them because it's just helps the developers. It's not like you have to buy them. It doesn't change how good you are. It's not special guns. It's just aesthetics. Just like every game is done, like Fortnite.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me because it's an option. Right. It doesn't give you any benefit other than you look cool. And like right now, I'd have no desire to get the custom person skin because there's only one right now, and I see a bunch of people that have it. But
I want that op, man. I need that op, that yellow striped one. So good.
So Steve XM said, I think the crate should give 20 shields. It feels like they detract from the game. So I mean, you don't have to go after them though. People that don't care about it. There's no benefit to going after them other than unlocking the skins if you want these limited time skins.
So you can ignore them.
Yeah. To me, I don't know that I think it would be cool if it gave you 20 shields. It'd be cool if it gave you something else as well as just points for the skins. But I do think I like the idea of the treasure hunt though, and I think that they could. I think they could go off of this in the future a lot, not just for skins. Maybe in the future, this gives you an overshield above your regular shield if you collect so many of them for one round. Or
I mean, look what, Fortnite and stuff has done. I mean, they do jetpacks. They do all
that's what I was
kinds
thinking. Like,
of
what if
trampolines and all that crap.
Yeah, like what if you get so many of these and that gives you the ability to actually jump in game for so many rounds, or a jetpack, or there's limitless possibilities of what we could do with these crates. And I just love the idea. Like, to me, part of the fun of this game is dropping in and going on a scavenge. I want to see what guns I can find. Like, that's part of what I like about the game. Not only the gunplay and, trying to be that last team standing or whatever it is. I like hunting for stuff. So when I hear one of these close, I get excited. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, oh man, I got to go find that thing. Even though I don't really care a ton about the weapon skins. That doesn't.
I don't run around trying to find them.
It's not anything that I get super excited about, but I think it's a cool option. And I think I'll be more excited for skins and stuff in game when there's a wider variety, because I think it'd be cooler to have something even like this though. It's cool to have something that maybe nobody else can get. So, down the road, a couple months from now, people might be playing this game and be like, how did you get that skin? And be like, oh, that was something from a long time ago. You can't get these anymore. It's a limited time thing. That exclusivity is kind of cool.
I kind of wish though, as beta testers, we would have got something kind of as a reward, even though
all the beta testers, that would have been cool.
I mean, there's games that do that. So, and I kind of wish that, that we got some type of player skin or something that had a t-shirt or whatever. Skiva.
My
Cheers,
boy
man.
Skiva. Pop 1 microtransaction fun. Best game ever. It is such a good game.
I tried to buy it on our live stream that we did, and we did do a different live stream of this too. Sean was streaming on YouTube, and I was actually streaming on Twitch. We wanted to give people a different perspective, and if they wanted to try and watch both.
Because what we usually do
I'm liking it.
is we try to show the other person's feed smaller in the window, and it just pulls a lot of resources trying to do all that, so it doesn't always run as smooth. So we do have a Twitch. We've had a Twitch for a long time that we never use, so that was the first time. I think we will start using it more. It's just Rendered Reality, all one word, on Twitch if you want to follow us on there. It's kind of fun, easier to stream on sometimes for gameplay. We had a bunch of problems trying to go live on YouTube. My mic stopped working, and we were trying to get that working. And the fuss of all that, I restarted my computer, and I didn't refocus my camera. So I was like, oh, so frustrating, but it's all good. So, but we will be doing that some more. I mean, we can't stop playing this game. We love it.
There's just too many things to actually think about sometimes when you're trying to live stream, and then to multiple platforms and stuff. It is hard, but it was a lot of fun. We're definitely going to do it again. We don't have any subs or followers on Twitch, so it was kind of a test for us to see, but it actually looked pretty good. So let us know what you think too.
Yeah. So Jace is the place said, but $10 isn't worth it. Is that what the skins cost? Was $10?
So the you can buy them individually for like, you can buy coins. I think you can buy 165 for $1.99, and then I know the gun skin was 60 coins. So it cost you $1 or something for that. So
I never even
but
really
yeah, I think the whole pack, the whole hazard pack or something might have been a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, that's all personal preference. I think a lot of people are just going to skip that buy. But I mean, I'm okay if they want to give that as an option, as long as it's no benefit in game. You know, as long as you're not winning because you bought all these skins, then whatever.
Absolutely.
I like Paradise Decay's idea. You need some RR t-shirts and pop one. Man, we got to see if we can make that happen. How sweet would that be? That would be so awesome.
That's true. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
Yeah.
But
got
killed by Lonely Viper and Pop One earlier.
Oh,
Watched him wipe the rest of the map with his pistol solo. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He is. We've played with Lonely Viper before and stuff like Contractors and stuff. And we, even on one of his videos back in the day, he was, him and Tyler kept going back and forth in one of his videos. I think he did something crazy where you were in like a room and he threw like a knife like from around the corner and actually killed you. It was like the craziest kill. I forget what it was, but it was some kind of knife kill that
we used to have a lot of fun going back and forth back in the day. Yeah,
it was crazy.
I know. It was good stuff. No knives though in there, so we're halfway safe. But but pistols, I know.
Yeah, well,
it's a beast.
I wonder if they should add some kind of melee weapon though. That would be cool.
Nah, I don't know, man. I don't want to get that close.
I got a shotgun. Let them come after me with
I
knife.
know.
I'm not scared.
It, yeah. But if you haven't, make sure you try Pop One. We highly, highly, highly recommend it, even if you're not a shooter.
Yep, we're doing a giveaway for a Steam key as well. We did a giveaway for a Quest key a couple weeks ago. We got a Steam key one going on right now. It's in the description. Check that out if you don't have it.
Enter it. You can share it with a friend, even if you get it. We don't really care. It doesn't matter because it just helps get more people in game. So, have that.
No doubt.
Yep, I know. Good stuff. I just want to get back into play. We played a lot though, man. We have
played a lot. But I never feel like it's enough. I always want to play more. Like I just can't stop. I don't know.
I know. I know. I can't wait to see how it's going to look in some G2 tastiness, though, man.
Man, I am really excited for that. I do want to mention real quick. I took a video or a picture, and I took a video. I forgot to put it in here, but I got the engineered AF headphones.
On
the Quest 2, and I've been testing those out. I played with those on Thursday or whatever. Every time I go in, those are excellent. He's not taking more orders right now because he's backlogged on trying to fill all the orders. So he is going to give us a discount code for Rendered Reality viewers to use once he's taking orders again. So keep an eye out for that. We'll follow the Discord. We'll let everybody know once that takes place. But they're the drivers from the CV1. They're so good.
So Mad Wookie just asked, any tips on playing Population 1 on my new index? So my biggest recommendation is mess with some of the grips. The grip settings inside Steam, because you really want to change that so it's not that slightly on finger grab to where it's more just an on off, and you'll do a lot better with climbing and grabbing objects and stuff like that.
I have a hard time with that too with index. When I first started playing, like I was constantly grabbing things and swapping out guns that I didn't want to because I still have a bad habit of holding my controller instead of letting it be free on the index. So
I'd say that's my biggest thing with index. Past that, everything seems to run great on index through there. We've noticed a little bit of mic issues of setting the index mic to like 65%, and it seems to be pretty balanced in Steam.
Whenever we've played with index people right off the bat, it seems like the mic is too loud, but the mic is great on the index.
Good. But I'd rather that than be it too soft and I can't turn it up. Which I saw I think GT said something about maybe was going on with the G2, but we will know shortly. But yeah. Yep. Other than that, man, I don't know. It seems to play great. I use index all the time for it. I go back and forth between Quest 2 and index myself. It's a lot better for me. I like being tethered when I'm trying to do streams and stuff. It is less stuff to go wrong. So I can watch chat easily when I can run Steam, stuff like that. So it helps, but good stuff. Index, man. Love it. It's good.
Yeah, it's a great headset. It really is.
Yep. Really is. I can't recommend it enough. But are we going to? That's my whole thing. Like once I have a G2 in hand,
I don't know.
Is it going on the shelf? Is it done? Is that it for me?
It's going to be, I keep telling people this a lot. We have, getting the Quest 2 has been a great thing for me because I love the quick pickup. There's so little friction to get into VR. I grab it. I'm in Pop 1 in seconds. I'm not really losing out on much from playing on the Quest build compared to the PC build with that game. it'll be interesting because I haven't picked up my index. I have not, still to this day, since Quest 2 came out, I have not put the index back on my head. I just,
really?
No, I haven't. No, I don't think so. Not that I can remember. I have the Rift S one time, so we were streaming, and I was using that to stream instead because it's a little bit easier. But once the G2 comes out, though, that could change, because part of it is you have that honeymoon period, you know, when you get something new and you just want to use it all the time. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with the Quest 2, is that they've done a really good job. It's really easy to pick up and throw on. And I'm still just in that honeymoon period where I just really, really love the thing, you know, and once G2 comes out, that might change a little bit. And I'll be like, man, those visuals on the G2 are blowing my mind. You know, I can't wait to go back in there. The audio, even though the engineered AF headphones sound really, really good, and I'm loving the deeper bass, the better spatial audio, still doesn't compare to index quality audio, which the G2 is going to have. So that is something that is really hard to ever get away from. That audio is so good. But
see, I actually like having my wired headset because I don't have to think about anything. You know, I can turn the PC on, throw it on, it works all day. All the settings are the same. When I have the Quest, if you know, it's in sleep mode and I set it down and I didn't power it off, the battery's drained or it's dead. And, you know, you get issues like that, or wanting to stream. You can't stream easy on it, and it's such a pain. So the ease of throwing a PC headset onto me is kind of my go-to. I don't know. The only ones I don't are like with Population 1, I go to my Quest for my personal gameplay because of the wireless. So that is the only thing missing, is the wireless aspect. But then again, you're back to the battery. So it's a trade-off, and it always is going to be. I mean, that's how it's always going to be. But
I mean, there's a lot of people that don't, like, even Mame Fan, I know he said he hasn't put the Quest 2 back on his head. Like there's such a mix of people, and comfort is a huge thing. Just like you said, you were playing for a couple hours with the Deluxe Audio Strap compared to the Elite Strap. And for you, the Deluxe Audio Strap was a lot less comfortable than the Elite Strap, you know, and some people find the Elite or the Deluxe Audio Strap way more comfortable than the Elite Strap. Everybody's head is so different. Everybody finds something different.
Did you bring in the image for like that $30 Amazon strap too for the Quest 2? Because I mean, for $30, like if I had the stock strap and like I didn't want to pay for, you know, a deluxe audio strap or the Elite strap, which is still at $50, there is a $30 strap on Amazon, and I will throw that down into the description at some point. I don't think I put it down there. It kind of
looks like the Elite strap without the battery, but I might have to order
the deluxe audio. No, it looks like the deluxe audio without the headphones.
Without headphones,
to a T. Like it's
I might have to order that just to try it out and see if it's any good. It's $30. It's like $32. It's not bad. If it's good, so, you know, it might be all right.
Right. I would think it's not too bad, but I know. Right, looks like we're
Are they about ready to call in?
On time. Yeah, I can arrange that. Sure. If you'd like me to.
Maybe.
Sure. I think as long as everybody's got some questions and stuff ready, because we are actually lucky enough to have on one of the, lead project manager for the G2 at HP, which is super cool. I'm super excited about that.
Yep.
Just because we really get to nitpick some of the tech stuff that we like to get into.
Yeah, pick his brain a little bit of why they chose some things over some other things. So
that's the hope. We're really gonna, and that's why we want some questions from some of you guys. Is that I know, and people are starting to get them today. So we are seeing the through the lens and stuff, which is awesome. And I've been watching some of that this morning too. Is the through the lens stuff. So it's kind of interesting to see, and it's what we expected, and it's what we've seen in the past. But you know, with all the flight sim stuff, it's just super exciting to see, because honestly, that's what I want to try it with first, is the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we don't know if we're getting that right off the get-go, so we're not going to dive too much into that. But I love my sims. I've got my sim rig here beside me as well. So I really want to, you know, see what it looks like and stuff in that. And I don't know, man, maybe my first will be, if I don't have Microsoft Flight Sim, it might be probably Assetto Corsa, just because that's my go-to. And I know Project Cars might look a little better, but yeah, I may be frozen for a second or two here.
Yeah, I got you back, but John is in here, but I'm not seeing him.
Getting everybody in here.
Oh, there we go. All right, I got him.
Good.
We're just waiting on Joanna, I think, to come join.
Oh, our Rawar said virtual desktop on Xbox. I would love to play my games on a 200 screen. And it's crazy because this isn't anything new. Xbox actually did this a long time ago with the CV1. There was actually an official Xbox app that you had that you could actually do some of this stuff. But there have been a lot of ways to do it even up until then with, I think, like VorpX, virtual desktop. So it's kind of funny. That's not, a new thing, but it actually, is possible. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. You need any help over there, Sean? I can help if you need to.
I'm just waiting on Joanna to come in here. I think she's trying to call on a second call.
She's actually trying to call. Yeah, it seems
so
like.
She just needs to come into this call.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll add her back in. Yep, we'll get her in here in 2 seconds. There we go. Should work now.
A little more difficult this time, trying to get two different people from two different locations, two different areas of the U.S. to get in on the same call here.
Is a lizard. That's awesome. I love it that people.
You're a lizard? What, did you get paws with your tongue out or something?
No, well, that could be. Actually, I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, Xbox doesn't have public APIs to capture games. Yeah, they don't. It's, it was a very early project that I think they wanted to dabble in, and it gave us too a lot of hope that we thought, Xbox was going to adopt over some headsets as well. But it's kind of too bad. I wish we could see some more with that. Maybe these guys are the people to ask too. Ooh.
Yeah.
Never know. Maybe John can answer that one for us. No. That's too deep.
So we just need Joanna to enter into the call here.
Yep. And I can
try and add her back in again.
Yeah, she's just not answering, it seems like. Yep. I'll add her back in again. I think she's in a separate call. It seems like she must.
She might be trapped in another call.
Yep, but I know we have a lot of questions, and we have a lot from our Discord as well that people were posting, which is awesome. And again, another reason, please join our Discord, because we try and get everybody involved pre-show as well in there, which is
I can get just John in here for now, and then we can add her in.
Yeah, we can do that. Sure, do that. Yep, and then I can work with her here for a second and try and get her in. There we go. There's John. What's going on, John? Thank you for joining us, which John Ludwig is, and I'll let you can correct me, you are lead project manager at HP and specifically for the Reverb G2, right?
Yeah, I'm the product manager. The project managers have much harder jobs than me.
Gotcha.
Wrangling all the cats.
Yeah, that's probably true. They have to deal with the issues with other manufacturers and stuff that you probably don't have to. So you get to deal specifically with the headset. So is this the first headset, or did you get to actually work on the original Reverb?
So I worked all the way back to the original Windows Mixed Reality headsets, that first wave when we had the HP and the Dell and the Lenovo and the Acers. So I did that for HP, and I did the Reverb G1, and now we're on to G2. So I've been around a while.
Jeez, that's really cool, man. So big progression, and it's nice to see that, you guys actually have really, I feel like, listened to the community. And I just personally want to thank you to that, for reaching out and grabbing other audio solutions, not trying to reinvent the wheel that is the most amazing audio solution we've seen. So it's really cool to see that, correlation between and the partnership with you and Valve of working with that. And it's awesome. I mean, it's one of the most exciting things I think visually seeing on that headset is knowing that you guys are using that. And it looks like and seems to me from a lot of the people that we've talked to and personally like Sebastian and Tyrell that tracking is so good now, which is awesome because that's been a worry for a lot of the people that we talk to in the community, a lot of players with, shooters and stuff like that have been. But I think, we might have got Joanna to join us on.
Have her here.
Awesome. But has it been
a video though?
Yeah, I don't either. But
I can hear her, but
not seeing her.
So how did the partnership start with Valve? Like, how did that kick off? Did you guys contact Valve and were like, hey, we're working on this new headset. We would like to implement some of the technologies that you guys have done. Like, how early was that in R&D and stuff? Oh, there we go.
Well, that's a funny story because I've been begging Valve to do something for a long time. So I actually started HP doing product management for our Omen Gaming brand.
Sure.
So as we started that back in like 2014, we launched the first Omen product, and as part of that, we wanted to, obviously, it's like first time in gaming. I'm super excited. I'm like 24 years old, and I get to do gaming stuff. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So I since we had a gaming brand, of course, we go ask Valve, is there anything we can do with you? And the answer is like, no. And it's like, hey, can we like preload Steam on our notebooks? And they're like, look, John, everyone's going to load Steam on your gaming notebook, whether we put the effort in or not. So is it really worth our time? and so, and then, we always kept in contact. I'm always begging them, right? Do something with us. And when it came around to VR, they actually came around to give us, one of the early, before the Vive was public, under confidentiality, they came and gave us a demo. And I was like, wow, like, how can we get involved? What can we do? And they're like, nothing. We're just, showing stuff off to you. It's cool. So, eventually, we keep in contact. But when the Reverb G1 came out, we focused purely on that one for commercial customers, right? So the, design brief when we did that headset was all about how can we make sure that as you go in as an architect or product designer to give a demonstration to your executive to get approval for your building or whatever, that they can get this headset on quickly, get a great high resolution experience, and then get out. So it's like, hey, I'm bringing my laptop in with my Reverb G1. It needs to just plug into USB and HDMI and go, or DisplayPort in case of G1. And there's no time for messing around with IPD. It's got to have a super wide sweet spot, so you just put it on, right? There's no like wiggle it around until it looks clear for the executive, because executives don't deal with that.
Right.
And so and we had this really high resolution experience because we want no aliasings, to be able to see the grain of leather or how brick actually looks in the G1. Valve took a look at that and said, hey, we see a lot of sim gamers buying this device, even though it's not really designed for gamers first. And we see that you got a lot of great bones here for an amazing gaming device, but we think if you take a few of our technologies and start to integrate them, you'll go from something that is kind of commercially focused to something that would be a really amazing gaming headset. And then it really snowballed. We started with, hey, let's make a few tweaks, and this thing could be amazing. To all of a sudden, it's like, well, you guys got those really nice headphones on the Index. Like, what if we grafted those on? Wouldn't that be cool? And if we're gonna do this, we should really have manual IPD adjustment, right?
Absolutely.
So it just starts snowballing in a big way, and that's how we got here. It's been a really amazing partnership. I mean, the things they really helped us out. Obviously, they did the optics design and calibration for part of it. And the optics are really amazing, a huge jump. Obviously, they did the headphones. But the thing we don't talk about as much is the amount of help they've done on ergonomics with us. So, with the Reverb G1 and the other earlier WMR devices, we chose to go with the 2.89-inch panel versus kind of the 3.5 that was common. So we get the device smaller and lighter, so it's easier on your face, of course. And with the G2, they came along and they helped us a lot on the ergonomic side. You look at the rear head pad now and you're gonna say, hey, look, does that rear design kind of look like an Index? I don't know, does it? And so they got like a decade in experience in designing headsets to be comfortable for long periods of time on people's heads. So between the lightweight that we had, the G1, and kind of some of the ergonomics they brought in from their experience, comfort's gone up in a big way, and that's another way they helped us besides the optics and audio.
Yeah, it really does share a lot of the similarities with the Index. And I remember the first trailer I think we saw ever of it. That was one of the first things we said is it gives you the same feels as that. And that's what's amazing, just with the higher resolution. And really, that's what it's amazing to hear that you've actually designed this for commercial use. And it's kind of been adapted over into the gaming and personal use market, which is pretty cool because it's amazing for the price too. Commercial, when you hear commercial, you instantly think, $1,000, $2,000 headsets and up. So now to come down to this price range,
I mean, even
and what you're doing with it is
you're looking at
unbelievable.
$1,000 for an Index kit.
Right.
That's hard to get.
Yeah,
to this
and that
day.
they know that you're undercutting them too, or maybe not at the time they didn't, but that you are undercutting them on price on an Index kit. And given there may not be as many features,
and you don't
like
have
all the finger tracking and stuff,
like
right?
That,
exactly.
But I did want to give an intro to Joanna here. We did get her added in,
too.
so we were kind of mid conversation when she came in. So this is Joanna Popper, and why don't you give us your title and what you do for HP?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Great to see you all today. Happy Saturday. My name is Joanna Popper. I work at HP, and I lead up our efforts around go-to-market for virtual reality.
It's amazing. It's awesome. And we do thank you for coming on our show as well, and John too. But yeah, so you guys are probably just excited. I mean, this has been both of your babies, right? I mean, coming up. So these are huge days right here. You know, when you're sending that, you know, your child to school for the first day or something, and see what the world thinks. And from what we've seen, you know, we got to see some through the lens already from yesterday, from the headset, and just again, my excitement level is just through the roof for this headset. And I said before you guys came on, is for simming. Is I think the first thing I'm going to go into, but this is going to be my daily driver. So my Index, I just told John, may be on the shelf, which is crazy to me to think.
I'm not a big fan of Index controllers anyway, so I'm looking forward to more of a touch style controller. One thing, we put out some stuff on our Discord, and we got some questions that people wanted us to ask you. And one of the more popular questions was that people were very interested to see what you guys like to play, what you guys experience in VR, because they said, you know, that would kind of give them an idea of possible direction and stuff like that. So they were really interested to see what you guys play, and I would like to know that as well.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna have very different answers.
Yeah. We're gonna cover the VR spectrum for sure.
There you go.
And it's pretty different within HP as well. I mean, everyone has widely different answers to this on our team. I'll say personally, I've been spending a lot more time in VR games since start getting prototypes of Reverb G2. You know, previously I was never really satisfied with where kind of VR headsets were in totality for gaming. And so I began a lot more time once the Reverb G2s arrived, playing a lot more games. I think obviously I'm a big gamer outside of VR. I play a ton of games, whether it be Overwatch, Halo, or I love single player. Mass Effect just announced a new game today. Like,
oh, nice! I didn't know that.
Nice. I actually haven't seen that. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it's N7 day. Come on.
That's true.
So on the gaming side, I'll play anything. But for VR, I tend to focus on single player things. So I really enjoy Half-Life Alyx. I mean, wow, what a surprise.
Yep.
Boneworks, you know, budget cuts. I just actually, you know, for a long time I wanted to try out Gorn, which I, for some reason, had just not gotten around to. So I've been playing a little Gorn. Really fun, except I think I kind of broke the game a little bit. You can change your movement styles. So like at first it's really awkward to move. And so you got to really think about where your shield and sword go to like block things. But then you can like turn on strafing, and then you can just strafe around everything as long as, you know, it doesn't make you sick. So that's great. So yeah, that's most. I've been trying a little Pavlov here the past day as well. I'm not very good. I think I've finally, you know, grew up my entire life being an amazing FPS player, right? So, you know, twin stick, mouse and keyboard. Yep. I'm there. You know, I even, you know, felt it was my duty as a 30-year-old to, you know, jump into Fortnite and Apex and get my wins in these new kind of style of FPS games out there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the jump into Pavlov and still be good. So
have you
I
tried
can see my mortality. I haven't downloaded. It's next on my thing to try, but I'm sure I'm going to be terrible. So I've definitely having to come to grips with, you know, I always wondered why, you know, my father was so much worse at me, you know, like twin stick shooters, and now I'm seeing when I have kids, they're going to be like, why are you terrible VR games? Like, just play some Halo with me.
Very true.
For sure.
Oh man. So
yeah,
Joanna,
and for me, it was very focused on location-based entertainment for the first year or so that I was at HP. Sure. So had the opportunity to travel around the world and try out so many amazing venues and everything that was happening, you know, from the zombie shooters to the you know, the How to Train Your Dragons type content. So I love location-based entertainment venues and, you know, bringing that your family and friends together to play games. As far as what I've been doing, you know, at home during COVID, I've tons of social VR. So I spend a lot of time in VR chat and alt space and big screen and those types of environments. And then love all the exercise VR. So Beat Saber and things in that nature. And then a lot of the film festivals. So, you know, during this time I've been to Venice and South by and Cannes, and just was at Rain Dance checking out this great production called Scarecrow, which is on all the way through mid-November. So that is what I've been doing. And then we've gotten to participate with a bunch of different film festival projects, like Finding Pantora X, which won the Venice Film Festival. So So as you can see, John and I definitely have very different tastes in what we do in VR, but we the product was made by a team of engineers and R&D and lots of people, all of whom do different things inside the headset.
So what is your go-to workout game? You said for VR fitness, what's your go-to? Is that Beat Saber or
Supernatural?
I like Beat Saber. I like Supernatural. It's not yet available in the G2 though, so we gotta bring it over.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Beat Saber is definitely one of the most popular games out there, I would say, for sure. And Rain Dance is doing a lot of cool stuff. I like
Creed also. Creed is a good workout game.
Oh man, whew, that's a killer workout.
I just had somebody try that at my house, and they almost went through my wall because they got so intense. They went right through the boundaries, kept going, charging, and I'm like grabbing him, holding him back, and he's sweating, just going at it. I thought he was going through the wall. It's gonna be horrible, but it is. It's a great game.
He was taking on Rocky.
Right, exactly, yeah. Oh
right.
My gosh, yeah.
So we do have some people asking in chat. They want to know about shipping and the shipping delay and stuff. So I know you can't specifically let everybody know when their G2 will arrive, but I know we've started to see some of these start to ship out. How is that rolling out? How is that going?
Sure. So we have started to ship. I think we announced that we started to ship about a week or so ago, and we still have a bunch more to ship. So we'd hope that to get everything out all at once in one bulk shipment, but that didn't exactly work out. So, but we are still on target to have people's pre-orders, to them. I think what we had said was starting early to mid-November was the latest update, and then rolling throughout November and December. So that will still be the case. So if you do have a pre-order, you should be getting it in November or December. And I think we had said that given a cutoff date, given where things are now, if you had it by a certain date, you get it in November. If you had it after that date, you get it in December. Given where things are now, I would say that might, we may not achieve that 100%, but if you have a pre-order, you should get it in November or December.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it seems like they're just selling like hotcakes still. And we had talked about it even before that, was the Quest really dampening any of that? And I think when we talked to both you guys before, you guys laughed. You're like, almost no. These are, and I don't know why they wouldn't. If you were buying a PC headset, that would be the headset to buy. It doesn't compare to the Quest, and they're not almost even in the same realm of markets to me personally. Now, I know if somebody's only buying one headset, you always have to weigh the differences between the two. But this is your premium headset.
Right.
If you want the premium experience on PC, this is what you buy. And that's what we tell everybody. I mean, but you guys said you haven't seen any hardly knockbacks from it, have you?
No, and I think the industry is still really early. It's still nascent. So this is a situation of rising tides raise all ships. So we're happy that there's other great headsets in the market, and that we're happy that there are headsets out there that are going to be a lot of people's first VR headset.
Right.
So they'll come in, they'll buy that headset, and then at some point they might come over to our headset. But big market, and lots of room for growth. So we're just happy that the market is growing. We're happy with the incredibly strong demand we've seen, and we certainly haven't seen any. We've only seen positive impact and increased numbers.
Yep.
Yeah. And like I've said before, Quest is the gateway drug. I still believe that the Quest 2 and the Quest it's a gateway drug to get you into that next level of PC VR, because even if that's your first headset, the next thing you want to do is you want to get a PC because you want to experience the next level of graphics, and then you want to move up in headsets. It really is a gateway drug, and it's a great way to get into VR for a lot of people. It really is. So, I mean, but let me see some of these other questions here.
I was just reading. Somebody asked about international shipping, if that was the same as the shipping we were talking about. But I would assume probably, right?
Yep.
Probably shipping. So, yep.
Shipping.
That's good.
And we did have questions about the controllers too. So I know you guys have the final version of the controller is different than the early pre-production models that went out to people. Can you talk a little bit about what has changed in the final version of the controllers compared to the pre-production models?
Yeah, so I think we had the earliest pre-production units that we sent out to a few different press members, and those had the same controllers actually as the Reverb G1 and other WR devices, just because the new controllers weren't ready yet. They were on a little bit slower schedule than the headset for prototypes. Then we sent out another kind of wave of headsets. Just by wave, I mean like we sent out like 2 more headsets in the prototype stages that had some early controllers. And honestly, the changes aren't massive. It's just those were kind of poor quality prototypes. Because you're saying it's literally the first time that like the machines, the tooling has like stamped out the plastic to make these controllers. So like, do all the lines perfectly match up? No. Are there some little sharp edges? Yeah, it's the first time. Does the toggle stick stick a little bit every once in a while? Sure, because like this is the first time I ever built it.
Right.
I don't know what's gonna happen. We think we know, but that's the whole point of prototypes.
Right.
So mostly it's just been big quality improvements, just making sure that everything fits together nicely. The batteries stay in, the toggle stick goes around smoothly, the buttons click with a nice feel. One of the biggest things that's a difference is on the controller we have still the Windows and a menu button, and on the first ones we sent out they were the same shape, so you would move your thumb over it if you couldn't see it. When you're in like the WR portal, you can just like look down and see, okay, this one's the Windows and this one's the menu button. But when you're in a game, you can't see that suddenly, right? Because you got whatever the game's controller is. And so now the menu button, we actually domed it, so you can just by feel know, is my thumb on the Windows button or is my thumb on the menu button, for instance.
Right. And I think you guys added some texturing to it too, as well, right?
Yeah, we got final textures. So obviously, also with early prototypes, like the texturing is not where you expect it to be, right? So now it's a much nicer feel, and then overall, the big thing is just ergonomics. A lot of people wanted better ergonomics from the initial WMR controllers. And the other thing is the button scheme we have moved to A, B, X, Y buttons, as well as an analog grip instead of a kind of digital clicky grip.
Yeah.
So just kind of going towards the industry standards so that both game developers has an easy time. They just say, oh, hey, look, we've done this control scheme before. And customers that come to sets just say, hey, I already know what's going to do.
Yeah. Also, people were wondering about the capacitive touch. So in the final version, is there still no capacitive sensors for finger placement on the buttons and stuff like that?
That is correct. There is no passive sensing.
Okay. And they were curious about why that decision was. That a decision over battery life, or what? How did that play out?
Honestly, it's like, so when you're deciding what the product's gonna have, right? You have like this menu in your head of like 100 things you can put in to this headset, and each one comes with a price adjustment, right? So when you look at it, you're thinking, okay, it's not just do we want capacitive sensing or not, it's do we want capacitive sensing or do we want those index headphones? If we want to keep the price point at $599, you got to choose one. Or is it manual IPD or capacitive touch? And you're like, well, obviously I'm gonna have that mechanical IPD. So it's just one of those features that as you add up all the costs and you choose your priorities, it's the one that doesn't meet the cut to hit $599. If we raise the price, then yes, it's something we go include, but then the price is higher. So,
which I agree. I mean, I think price point is everything for the VR market right now, only because it's the reach. Nobody can spend $1,200 and throw everything at a headset. So I feel like the drawbacks of choosing that stuff, like, what's it really do? It doesn't change what you can do and can't do, so you don't need it. And I think that's a great decision on your part.
We'd love to put it in, let me be clear.
Sure.
But we just it's something we're gonna keep working on.
It just raises the price on everything. So exactly.
Right.
Yep, I totally agree.
So what as for the final product, what are you guys getting out of battery life on those things?
So the WMR controller's got a bad rap for battery life with the first gen, because they use Bluetooth to report back the IMU data, and for the first gen, the Bluetooth, they just Bluetooth back to the PC. An important lesson we all learned at that time was that the Bluetooth built into PCs is generally really poor quality. Not great. And then especially as you firstly it's low quality, and then you move 5 meters away to the end of your tether, and then it's a really low quality. And so the power draw on the controller was a little extreme because they were like desperately trying to keep that connection going to the PC and just,
ramping it up,
maxing out the antennas. And so the battery life got kind of poor in a lot of circumstances with the first gen. Ever since we moved Bluetooth just into the headset, so that, one, we know it's a good Bluetooth implementation, and two, it's always nearby. The battery life has been pretty good. We see like 14 plus hours on these controllers. But again, it is Bluetooth. So if you go to like, I don't know, a convention where there's like 150 Bluetooth access points around you, right? Battery life starts to go down a little bit. It's just how much the radio has to be driven to get the.
No one's going to those today, so.
Right.
Great.
Yeah, I know the last one we were at, that a lot of the developers, even with headsets and trying to do wireless stuff with the Quest at the time, this was at PAX East, they couldn't even get stuff to work because think how many wireless signals are in that place.
Yeah, it's so tough.
It's obscene, but that is.
Demos at a convention are a true nightmare of my existence. You're just sweating nervously the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yep. I want to grab one.
So Mepper asked about the view on the market for the G2 as regards to consumer versus business. I know you said with the Reverb G1, a lot of the focus was enterprise and business and stuff. What is the focus going to be with the G2? I'm sure it's a mix, but
we have this weird thing. Don't tell my bosses, but we're technically in the kind of what used to be called the workstation org, where now it's the advanced compute and solution org at HP. So everything's commercial focused from our org. This headset is very much consumer focused, right? When you get Valve on board, right, you don't mess around. You make a gaming focused headset.
Right.
This isn't like, hey, Valve, work with us and we'll make a business headset. No, we're going to make a gaming headset with Valve. This is everyone's dream. Don't mess around. So obviously, we're still going to sell it to businesses, and it's still a great headset. They're going to love it. And lots of them have tried out and do love it. It's the needs between a business customer, honestly, and a consumer aren't that different. It's like, I want it to be comfortable, super immersive, and it works.
Easy to set up, easy, comfortable to wear.
This one, but all the product design, everything we talked about when we went into this headset was gaming focused.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I know, me being kind of a prosumer too, I always wanted, one of the VR backpacks as well. And I keep, going back to one because I'm like, I want that true PC wireless play experience, hot swap battery, the whole bit. And I just love the concept of it. Do I need it? As a consumer? No. But do I want it? Yes, I absolutely do. And I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
I just love what you guys are doing. Actually, Sean and myself have an Omen PC ourselves with 2080s in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. So we love it. Actually, I've done nothing to mine, I think, other than put a Wi-Fi 6 adapter in it is all. So
what do you guys use? What do you guys plan on graphics card wise and stuff when you're using the G2, your personal playtime?
So I'm really lucky. Since I did Omen Gaming for a long time, I kind of just got to have, company sponsored upgrades at home. So I have this giant desktop here behind me. That's my background. That was actually my first product that went to market. And it's got a 28 Ti, and I'm just waiting. I tried to get an NVIDIA Ampere series card.
We do have meetings with them every week.
Beg them.
I failed to get it, and but AMD is looking good too.
Yeah.
So whoever gets stock first for me, I'm ready for the upgrade because
I really wanted that 3080 before my G2 showed up. I really did, but it didn't happen. I tried my best, but
I know. So I saw a question in chat, and it was one of the ones that I had myself. Have you dabbled, or have you thought, or do you have plans to have wireless for any of your headsets? Because we just like the PC, it's what I want in VR gaming, but it's trade-offs. It's always trade-offs. But have you guys tested any of that at all?
Of course we've tested. Who wouldn't test, right?
Right.
The one rule that's hard and fast, otherwise I'm never seen again in front of press, is that I can't talk about anything in the future.
Sure. Right.
I can't confirm or deny. I just got a stonewall. Otherwise, they just yank me off. So can't talk about anything, whether we are or aren't doing anything. I will say that wireless is cool. There are some extra technical challenges with Inside Out on wireless, because not only, you know, with like a Vive or an Index, you're pumping out video to the headset. With an Inside Out tracked headset, you also have to pump the video feeds back to the PC, where they're actually being analyzed with computer vision to determine your head tracking. So you've got both you've got a back channel and a main channel going out to the headset. So it's a little more difficult with Inside Out, but I can't.
Especially with the resolution too that you guys are pushing. I mean, that's astronomically higher. Yeah, it's incredibly higher. So yeah, I totally understand that. I know we always want it, and we want it for every headset, and we've talked about it with Index, hopefully getting it. And again, we haven't seen it. And we know there's those technical hurdles to climb. So
at least we know they've looked into it. At least we've known that they've done some testing.
All I care about.
They can't confirm or deny. So at least it's not just a hard deny. But we'll have to see what the future holds. I know. I'm sure there's a lot of things in the pipeline that you guys would love to be able to talk about. And maybe someday, you know, down the road, we will be able to talk with you again. That you'll be able to give us some more info on some of that stuff. I did have a question about the pass-through system. So you guys are using a 4-camera inside-out tracked system. Currently, I believe with Windows Mixed Reality, you guys have like a flashlight mode that you allow to see the outside world within VR where you point your controller. Are you guys sticking with that kind of a design, or have you thought about doing a full pass-through or anything like that? Again, I don't know if you can talk about that, but
so we're still sticking with the same flashlight mode that you see on previous ones. Obviously now you can, you know, have a wider range of where you point your controller because there are 4 cameras. No, I'll tell you, no plans to do anything wider than that. You still like the flashlight mode. It's got a good mix of keeping users comfortable, because that is something you have to be concerned with as soon as you start using the external cameras, is making sure that people are still comfortable and not getting any, you know, disorientation or whatnot. So we're still big on the flashlight mode, and unlikely to see a kind of a larger thing here on the Reverb G2.
So have we seen, going to this new headset too, and now working with Valve and stuff, the ease of like software adoption for games and platforms, and ease of use for people? Because I feel like now we're getting a lot of new people coming to VR that wouldn't know how to do all these back end things to get things to work. Have you guys addressed any of that at all?
Yeah. So I mean, thankfully we don't address it very much, but you know, with Valve throwing their name behind a Windows Mixed Reality headset, you know, one of the things that we all said when HP, Microsoft, and Valve were in the room is, hey, you know, this needs to be a better experience for customers who are going to Steam VR, because gamers, they're not buying their content on Windows Mixed Reality today, right? They're buying it on Steam VR, and that's where they want to play it.
Sure.
And so, you know, with the first headsets, you know, I would say the Steam VR bridge to WMR came out, you know, piping hot after the release of those, and, you know, a little maybe undercooked, underbaked in the center in terms of experience. And so that's something that Microsoft and Valve have been working really, really hard on. You know, if you go to WMR Portal today, now you can, in your Steam VR apps, they're advertising Steam VR in the menu. So the whole thing is now a much bigger priority. And the great thing is you got both parties invested in the same headset and the same experience to make it great. So, you know, from both sides, they can work on their software solutions to make it as close to a native Steam VR experience as possible for all the gamers. So that's been great to see.
I'm
and hopefully,
glad.
You know, the big drop, I would say, came earlier this year. So hopefully you've seen an improvement in the experience already.
Is that going to be across the board, do you think, too? Are we going to see older headsets even included in that, like the G1? So it'll be across the board WMR platform basically being adopted. That's nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the same platform. I mean, regardless of the headset you're going into.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Very cool.
So I know you guys talked about in the past, and I haven't heard anything about this recently, about the controllers being available to be purchased separately, you know, because people with other Windows Mixer, or maybe the Reverb G1, stuff like that, you know, these controllers are far superior to what we've seen for Windows Mixed Reality in the past. So is there still plans to offer these controllers to be able to be ordered separately from the headset?
Totally. It's happening. However, for this year, almost all of our controller production is going to headset boxes.
Right.
So we just have to prioritize that, and obviously we're prioritizing getting people in headsets now and people who've ordered headsets to get controllers. So you'll see those probably kind of the first part of next year to see the availability of those controllers.
Do we have any idea on price or anything like that? Is that anything that you guys know yet, or?
We haven't set price yet on the controllers, to be honest with you. So I will not. I will not guess, because then I'll get in trouble.
Right.
$10. They'll be like, "Wow, John, you really revealed an incorrect price."
Just say
that wouldn't be good.
Just say under $300, and that's goes to gets, I guess, right?
Yeah. Definitely under 300.
We'll go
there you go. That's good. Yeah.
I did notice somebody in chat asked about real wide IPD, bigger than 70 millimeters. Is there anything you can let them know about that? They were curious.
Yeah, so I mean, our sweet spot on the lenses is still wider, right? So if we only go up to 68 millimeters for the widest setting on our mechanical IPD. But obviously, if you're a few millimeters outside that, you're still going to get a good experience. And so part of the way we do our calculation is what's the sweet spot of the lens, kind of, and then add that to the end of our mechanical IPD, and that's how we get to it. Because you don't want to balloon the mechanical IPD too far out, because that just means the headset gets larger and heavier. So it's this trade-off between how do we cover 98% of the population, but also keep the headset small and lightweight. So that's why our calculation uses the sweet spot of the lens plus the mechanical IPD range to go cover that section of the population.
And from what I hear, your guys' sweet spot is rather large, because one huge complaint that we have with the Quest 2 is it seems to be a smaller sweet spot. At least for me and some other people I've talked to, I have a lot of problem with, even when I crank the headset down pretty far, when I'm intense games, I just kind of notice it moving around and I'm losing that sweet spot and I have to readjust. So, I mean, I don't know how much you can, well, I know you guys both have the Quest 2 headsets. So how does that, what have you noticed sweet spot wise?
The biggest thing for me is the ergonomics of the strap. So I only have the base Quest 2 strap, which does.
Both of you have the base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My Elite strap hasn't arrived yet, and I'll say it does a not great job on my face of keeping the headset in the same spot throughout a play session. I think the Quest 2. I mean, it's like an amazing product, right? For $299. Wow. Quite an amazing product they've done. For me, I gotta get that Elite strap, because the base strap I can't do sessions over like 20 seconds. It just starts to slip around my face. So just having all the ergonomics, our headset doesn't slip around, right? Once you tighten it down, that's the biggest thing. And obviously, we did a lot of work on the G1 around sweet spot enlargement, since our goal was anyone can put this on and get a good experience without messing around with IPD. And so we were able to bring some of that large sweet spot technology we worked on over to G2, but really, keeping the headset firmly on your head and not moving around is the goal number one. Otherwise, there's no amount of sweet spot that's going to save you.
Yeah. I think one of the big things with this G2 that a lot of people don't realize difference-wise between the Quest, right out of the box, the G2 is going to be far superior in the comfort category. It's going to be way more of a comfortable headset than what the Quest 2 is. It's not. I'm sure it's not going to be as front-heavy feeling as the Quest headset. You're getting way better audio right out of the box. So we kind of talked about this a little bit with you guys yesterday, I believe. And when you go into the Quest market, it's a great price for $299. But that price is hard to stay there, because you're going to want better comfort. So you're going to want a better Elite strap or a deluxe audio strap. You're going to want a better audio solution. If you don't buy the Elite battery strap, you're going to want to buy a battery pack to stick on the back. So the price really of the G2 kind of is very well placed, because in my Quest headset already, I guarantee I have the money of what a G2 costs in my Quest. Plus I bought the 256 gig, so already you're looking $399. So for people that are on the fence, there are a lot of things that the G2 is going to do way better right out of the box than what the Quest has to be upgraded to be able to achieve. So that is something, people that are considering all of these options, it is something that you do have to think about. But
yep. And I do want to address just chat. Somebody asked why Velcro instead of adjustment knob. I would probably go ahead and answer that myself. I thought it was kind of obvious, but probably cost. Mechanics and production and all of it. It saves a ton in cost. And again, it's just something to break later down the road. But yeah, I mean, I would say cost, but I'll let you guys go ahead and answer that.
Well, yeah, that is the answer. Thanks for that one.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty
the,
obvious myself, but that's me, I guess.
You see on the Omnicept edition that we announced that has all the other sensors, and we haven't announced price, but I can guarantee the price is significantly higher than the G2. It has the knob on the back for adjustment, because that one suddenly it's, we can take off a lot of those kind of price restrictions, cost restrictions. So it's like, hey, throw the knob in.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
It is a high request we get because it is kind of a nice, easy way to do it, but it's not cheap.
But there's
we also hear both. We also hear there's people who prefer one way and a lot of people who prefer the other way. It kind of depends somewhat on what their use case is.
Yeah, sure. But I'm guessing there's stretch to it, right? Kind of like the original CV1 and stuff like that. Yeah, where you can kind of put it on and then it pulls out. So you don't, once you get it fine tuned in, even with my index, I don't always adjust that knob. The only reason I do with the Quest Elite strap is because I don't want it to break. You know what I mean? So I'm constantly loosening it, putting it on, and then tightening it down. But once you get that fine tuned in, if you're using the headset every day, you don't necessarily need the micro adjustments, because once you have it fit, you just put it on and it's fit to your head. It's a little bit more difficult when you're putting new people in VR and stuff, a little bit more of adjustment, but not bad.
And we do have the Velcro or the elastic, so it does still do the elastic. The other thing that's really nice, back up, is it goes vertically, the head strap now. That's cool. So if you're a glasses wearer, you just put it on front and then you rotate it back. That's actually been kind of a sleeper hit once we got.
It's kind of hard to suit there. I'll do it too, because you go back.
Much better.
That's cool. That's
so
that's nice.
That's been a sleeper hit for the.
It's like if you want to snack in VR, we call it. You just go like that, put it on, take it off.
Nice for developers too.
Yeah, for developers, exactly.
Yeah,
for VR snack.
Nice feature, for sure. So have you guys? Future down the road, like, what do you guys think about a standalone market versus a wired market? Like, do you think the future is still going to be a wired PC VR headset? Do you think the future, even for you guys, maybe standalone, down the road? Again, probably can't comment too much. These are all questions that we got on the Discord, so I wanted to throw them out there.
Okay, well, I'll give my general opinion. This may not be the HP opinion. This opinion varies wildly depending on who you ask at HP, by the way. I think probably varies wildly within the industry. Obviously, there's enough market to go around for everyone. As we see the VR market, I mean, it's huge. Some people want the all-in-one. Some people want a better experience at home, right? I mean, you look at the gaming market, right? There's a lot of Nintendo Switches sold because you get that convenience to take it anywhere. But also, the Switch hasn't killed off, Xbox, PC gaming, PlayStation, right? People still want that amazing home experience. And we see it going to be the same way for VR, right? There's going to be people that want the convenience to carry it around and have the experience wherever they are at any time. There's going to be people that want to go home and have the best possible experience with, their really expensive PC that can drive crazy resolutions. So we're just happy that there's people making products in all the different areas of VR, so that VR kind of really penetrates the market in a big way.
So going kind of off of that question, where do you guys see the big advancements over the next 5 years, and where do you see the industry taking VR, long haul over the next 5-10 years, something like that?
So I think the big place you're going to see advancements, we've all been using Fresnel lenses for so long. Everything so far has been kind of LCD panels from like phones essentially, or OLED panels from phones essentially, and Fresnel, because those are the things that are easily available. And frankly, VR to date, kind of in the past few years, had been fairly low volume for consumer electronic when you compare it versus other electronics out there, and that's changing. And with that comes the ability to go invest in things beyond kind of your classic reuse of Fresnel lenses and phone panels. So I think there's going to be a large jump in, we've seen a jump with Reverb G1 and G2 and kind of resolution and clarity. I think you're going to see another kind of big step function jump in visuals over the next 5 years here for VR. So that's probably the biggest thing that I see coming down the pipeline, is just people moving to things designed for VR from the beginning versus reuse of other technologies to make VR work.
Yeah, I mean, it's still in the bigger picture, it's still a very young market in a sense. When you compare it to other large consumer electronics. It's still, there's still so much learning going on in all of the development of what works better than something else. Like you talked about the lenses, the Fresnel lenses came along because that was something we needed and they had to figure that out, but the Fresnel lenses aren't the end game, I don't think, kind of like you said. It's all just a learning curve as things advance and adapt. And I think you're right. I mean, I agree.
So, Joanna, have you guys thought about targeting, an accessory market or having official accessories now for your headsets? Or, like we've seen with HTC, people are just buying straps to put on headsets. Have you guys thought about getting into accessories at all?
Well, we have a couple of accessories that we're offering. So the headset comes with the fabric inside, and so we'll have an alternative that's more for multi-user environment that's made with PU leather. So we'll have that. We'll also have the short cable for those who want to use it with a backpack, like if you get your backpack. There you go. And then we'll also sell the controllers as John mentioned. And then we've been contacted over the last months by every accessory company that's looking to make the covers, the prescription lenses, the grips. And beyond, everyone's been asking us for the CAD files, and we've sent it all out to anybody. We don't actually have information on when those products will be available, to the market. I know we get asked that a lot, but we have sent the CAD and all the information to all those companies. So we'll expect to see a lot of others creating cool accessories too.
So you guys are definitely working with the third party markets to help them bring products as well, which is really cool. I did want to mention with the Mamut grips, so this is the gun stock that I've been using for the Quest 2, and these actually work with the G2 controllers as well. So I'm very excited to be able to have this set up and be able to swap between the Quest and the G2, because like we've talked about, Contractors is our favorite PCVR shooter. So to be able to have this set up and laid out exactly like I want it, just be able to swap the controllers, with the G2 controllers, and I'm good to go. And so this product's available now, and it will fit the G2 controllers as well. So
a lot of people on our Reddit have been posting their pictures of those. Seems like people are excited about those.
It's a great product, and it works kind of like the index controllers, where it stays to your hand. You have a strap that goes on the outside that keeps the controller attached instead of having to use a wrist strap or anything like that. And with this one, there's an add-on that actually will work with the gun stock as well, which is it's a pretty cool feature. So there are things out there now that will even work with the G2 that wasn't originally intended to. But
have you guys dabbled with trackers and stuff as well with your headsets? I know we've seen HTC do it with trackers for objects or cameras, stuff like that. Have you guys dabbled with any of that, or not interested?
Obviously, I can't talk about things we have or haven't done.
They're not available though, let's say.
Sure,
they're not available.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically speaking, though, with using Steam VR with a G2 headset, trackers, even the HTC trackers, could be made to work.
Could be used.
True.
There's a bunch of videos on YouTube. You see people
with adapters and all that.
Doing it. It's not something that we officially support, but there's certainly lots of people out there doing it.
Yeah, definitely. I know people were asking about the mic. I saw it in chat a little bit ago. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the specific question on the mic, but I know Gamertag was in here earlier, and he had talked about he was playing with somebody, maybe Mike from Virtual Reality Oasis, in Population 1 or something. I think he was saying the mic seemed too low in the G2, but I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to see what the specific question was. But I know you guys aren't using the actual index microphone, right? Is the microphone purely HP? Was that something that you guys worked with Valve at all, or?
It's the same microphones we used in the G1. We use a dual microphone array that can do noise canceling.
Nice.
They worked really well on the G1. They sound good. They sound clear. We do a lot of mics at HP, right? Every laptop, all these PCs, we do a lot of mics over here. But there's a dual microphone array on the bottom. You can see there's two little holes on either side that hear you and can get rid of background noise.
And a lot of that sometimes too just comes down to in-game settings. Like I know even with the index, we were playing Population 1 and Tyler popped on with the index and he was peaking like crazy. And we were like, what is going on? Like the index mic always sounds so good, So a lot of it is just the fine-tuning adjustment. Once he lowered that back down, it sounded much better and stuff. So we'll have to see. I mean, we haven't played together, using the G2 yet. Hopefully that'll be very soon, but we'll be able to talk a little bit more about the mics. But yeah, I mean, even, comparing to the Rift S and the Quest mic, those were usable, but they were really not very good mics. I mean, they really weren't, to be nice, but so, yeah.
Yep. No, I'm just excited for the ergonomics myself. And it's sad to say because I was really excited for the index controllers. And then after having them, that experience, I wanted to go back to that ergonomic controller that fit your hand better. So I feel like that's going to be almost my favorite upgrade going to it. I don't know. I know visually it's that much higher, but just that controller comfort for a PC headset is just, for me, what's going to knock it out of the park.
We talked to Tyrell Wood quite a bit. He's a good friend of ours, and he's been in the game for a long time. We've played VR with him way back in the day. He's been doing VR just as long, if not longer, than we have. And he said that the G2 was one of the first headsets that he put on his head and had like that wow factor, since going back to originally getting into VR and everything wowed us, but playing with all of these different headsets, that was the one headset that he said he put on and really was like taken back. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be one thing that a lot of people are going to experience, especially if this is your first. I mean, I know people that pre-ordered the G2 and they're waiting on this headset as their first VR headset. Like they are going to be absolutely blown away. I mean, we were blown away from the CV1 back in 2016, and this is leaps and bounds above that, So I just can't wait to see what everybody thinks about this, and I can't wait to see it myself. I mean, that's just, and like you talked about the controllers, I'm not the biggest index fan of the controllers either, and trying the first Windows mixed reality headset I ever tried was the original Samsung Odyssey. I actually tried that when I was out in Vegas. We went to this mall or whatever they were doing demos of it, and I went there to try. And the biggest takeaway I had from that was I did not like the controllers. I was used to CV1 controllers, and those Windows mixed reality controllers left a lot to be desired. So the fact that those have been redesigned for the G2 means so much. I mean, I think this would be it would be a different conversation we would be having if it was the original Windows mixed reality controller. So I'm so glad that the thumbsticks have been added. It's just such it's that. I mean, that's a great thing. And like we've talked about, we're not huge fans of index controllers, and so I look forward to having the audio and the visuals of the G2 with controllers that still feel functional to me. So I just can't wait.
Controllers feel really good, and it also is helpful for the devs who maybe porting games from various platforms, and so we wanted to make it easier for them as well.
Well, I mean, even when Index first came out, there was games we wanted to play we couldn't play because the Index controllers didn't work right, without having to remap everything and stuff. So the controller parity is important when you have a vast library of games that have been out for a long time, years now, that people still play. So to be able to go into those games right off the bat is important.
Yep. Yeah, and the adoption from devs too. The ease of adoption from devs is a lot of it too. If they don't support it, then people aren't going to get it or aren't going to play it. Have you guys added any extra? This is my personal question. Any extra support in the rings for the IR ring? Have you added any extra like metal or strength because I have broken controllers. On these. I have broken controllers on smashing them into things before. So index controller specifically.
Playing what?
Drop-in with the developer. We were in there climbing on my index, and I was climbing, threw my hands down, and I got way too close to a table and clipped it and just smashed it in half.
Broke it in 2 pieces.
So if you guys watched a little bit of working with trying to get some strength in that, because it is in the front. And
actually, the other thing too is it's incredibly important in design controllers that be a very rigid bridge over to that. Absolutely. Because the whole location of the controller in your hands is based on, how it's connected to the ring. So if that got messed up, it would be unfortunate, right?
Yep.
So that is a huge point of emphasis for us on strength. You will see that there's like flexibility in it. These things have been incredibly robust, and the flexibility, the ability to hit it and it absorbs a bit of it is part of the design.
Wow.
That's
nice. Incredible, actually. I didn't realize it would do that.
I didn't either.
Wow.
That's
crazy,
likely to not be the thing that breaks when you throw your controller at the wall.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that's really
so you be careful, particularly because now that we hear about your track record.
Right, exactly. Send me extras, please. No, kidding.
That's awesome. So I mean, because we've all seen the pictures of the scuff marks and everything else from people punching walls, and I mean, me and Tyler are pretty lucky to have some pretty big play spaces, but that's not the that's not the case for everybody. And when you're playing, things like Thrill of the Fight or Creed and stuff, and you're going to town, I mean, you really lose track sometimes of your play space. So to have an extra buffer there to take some of that impact is definitely pretty important.
That's crazy. I can't believe that movement on that. That's not like a rubberized version. That's how it is, right? That's awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Damn.
So one thing, this came from Mepper. He said, one of the good things that Oculus has done is to provide an ongoing stream of improvements to the Quest. Since G2 is tethered, situation is somewhat different, but you guys have plans to have similar updates. Like, are you guys, as this rolls out and, are you guys constantly improving things in the background, like maybe a tracking update that makes tracking a little bit better, just different, updates that are down the pipeline?
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's always going on. If you were able to roll back, Windows to the original WMR devices and then compare it to now, right? There's been no like amazing announcement, but there's just been iterative improvements happening in the background at all times.
Yeah.
And similarly, in a recent update, we do ask, or we put in our what Windows version you should be on or later for the Reverb G2. Because there's actually improvements to the calibration equations underneath occurring in those windows. So they're constantly working on it. There's updates that you may not notice, but every time you get a Windows update, there's a possibility you've got an update for the headset coming in it. And it's great that great part of Windows Mixed Reality is the ability to go deliver updates through Windows Update, right?
True,
so your PC is just taking care of itself, and hey, you got a nice update to your headset as well, just baked on in there.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
keeps everyone on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of issues with compatibility if they're on different builds, different firmware versions, all that kind of stuff. So when it's forced, when you're on your PC, it's automatically updating and it's good to go, which does help. Keeps the complaint department a little quieter.
You wanted to ask about the flight simulator stuff, Tyler. I don't know how much you'll be able to comment on that, but I know Tyler is super excited for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and that is.
I am.
And you guys probably can't give specific dates, but this is starting to roll out now, and we know that this is going to be a Windows Mixed Reality exclusive and stuff.
Well,
so
at least are we still on track with getting that with the headset released to the public? I mean, I know we've got some streamers and people getting their headsets, and obviously we haven't seen that yet. For Microsoft Flight Simulator, but is it still launching alongside of it, or has that changed a little bit with the delivery of the headsets?
Well, the early closed beta launched last week, so people are already having access, and they're going to be continuing to roll that out. But beyond that, we can't comment on.
But not officially.
Specific timeline.
Yep. Have you guys? That's
from Microsoft to comment on.
Did you guys get in the beta?
There are less than lucky people out there who already have started the early closed beta.
Yeah, we weren't that lucky. I really just want to go fly. I just really want to ride shotgun. That's all I really want to do.
All you ever do.
I don't even like to drive. I like to ride. So I just want to hop in the plane with Tyler while he shows me all these spectacular places he's found.
Lazy flyer, yeah. But that is, I mean, I've heard from other people too that to use this headset. And that software could actually be a true training simulator. And again, going now into the commercial aspect of it too, I feel like the adoption of that is kind of a no-brainer at this point for education purposes. When it comes to all that, I mean, visually, you can see every gauge and every detail, and racing again, because I do come from a road racing background as well. The in-car detail and everything you see is just incredible. And just the realism aspect. And that's what I just can't wait to experience with this headset. I really can't.
Yeah, as well as the audio. I mean, audio is very important in VR, especially in those kind of
games
to get that immersion feeling. And I know, with the index audio like this, it's so good that I've been in games before and something happens in the game and I have to look outside of VR because I'm not sure if something happened in my room or if something happened in VR. Like it is that immersive that sometimes I can't tell the difference from where the noise came from, whether that was in my space or in VR. I mean, if you haven't tried this audio, I cannot express how good it is. It is above any other audio I've ever tried in VR, and I've tried lots of solutions. But
I'm trying to think if I had anything else I should look if I had.
Yeah, people are talking about the through the lens stuff. Rudel Zavedno said G1 sweet spot was narrow to the point you had to move your head, not your eyes. G2 looks so much better in this regard.
Yeah, that's one of my most exciting things is probably controllers, the sweet spot, the visual. I mean, there's so much. The headphones, like you guys really have slammed everything into this headset that I've basically
especially
wanted.
for the price point. The $599 price point is spectacular.
I know.
Roger Dyking says Xbox Series X and G2 collab. Please ask.
That was my final question. I know, but I know we won't get a true comment on this. But please, you don't need to comment, but please do everything you can to make that happen.
You ask Microsoft for that. Everyone should go pressure Microsoft.
Yeah, I agree. We've definitely shared our concerns about Microsoft Xbox.
We
and
really
VR.
have.
So. Aria Rostel says, ask about FOV. So we know the FOV is bigger than Quest and all of that stuff, but slightly smaller than the Index. Do you guys have the Index?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what is your take going between the two?
I mean, it'd be kind of embarrassing if we didn't have the Index, right? I don't know.
Right.
Hey, have you guys tested competition in the market? Obviously, I would say we're larger than the Quest, but we're closer to a Quest like FOV than we are to an Index like FOV. Index is pretty wide. Obviously, they can't have their displays. They have, I mean, the size of their optics is like massive, right? And so that's why the headset's so much bigger. They got the bigger panels, the bigger optics. And part of the decision process there is, you get more. It's tougher to get the optical performance you want. The more you have to essentially magnify the LCD display. So you get the same Index FOV with a 2.89-inch panel versus their 3.5 would mean you would to make some trade-offs in the optical quality for the Reverb G2. So it's always a decision on the FOV of what quality you want your clarity to be, edge to edge, versus what FOV you want. The more narrow you make your field of view, the better you can get clarity all the way out to the edge. The wider it goes down. So it's finding that sweet spot essentially of what looks good. And honestly, one of my big things is I wish there was some like standardized testing for VR headsets by press. I'm a big user of like rtings.com for when I'm buying like a TV or a monitor. They do these crazy all these different tests that are standardized across all the different displays. I wish someone would do that as well for VR. We could just ship our headset off and say, hey, look, test it. That way we can all suddenly compete on, because we say 114 degrees FOV, mathematically it's accurate. Is it kind of indicative to an end customer, like what they're getting? It's always hard to say because everyone kind of measures differently.
Right.
I mean, your eye to lens ratio could be different per person. So right there changes FOV, period. So I know. It is
1 millimeter of that. I mean, it's multiple degrees of FOV. It's a huge difference. The other thing that helps too is mechanical IPD, right? Makes it so that everyone is getting the FOV you expect. Whereas what we found, especially on the G1, is, hey, people are still in the sweet spot, so they're getting decent optical performance looking straight ahead, but all of a sudden, their FOV is either a lot smaller, or they can see the edge of the LCD panel. So you get those issues that mechanical IPD fixes, so that everyone's getting a similar experience when it comes to FOV.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, when you get into the higher resolution, that more clarity. Yeah, the FOV, it's not as important as I always thought it was. I don't know. Like even going from the Index to the Quest doesn't seem, because the Quest has good resolution, the Quest 2, and it hasn't bothered me as much. I don't know why that is, and it's kind of surprising to me. But when you have that visual clarity, and like you said, when you have to spread it out across a wider field of view, some of that is going to diminish. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see once it's out there and everybody's take on it. But I think people will be impressed with the panel resolution, and just like Tyrell said, that it gave him that wow factor, and that was due to the resolution and the clarity, and even the Index. You have that wider field of view, but the Index lenses, as far as I can assume, are not as good as the G2 lenses because they've fixed some of the problems that they had with the God rays or the glare or whatever you want to call it, where that shouldn't be as big of an issue with the G2. So
and you have the full adjustment on this as well. With the Quest, you get those intervals that 1 through 3, which I just confuses me.
Right.
But yeah, to fine tune that and the larger sweet spot as well. So, even those micro movements with, the headset maybe sitting down a little farther after being in it for an hour or so, you're not even going to notice that kind of stuff. So the ease of use on this is just going to be
I think lens
amazing.
Sweet spot is a very important thing that some people overlook. Like clearly they did with the Quest 2, because even if the the IPD isn't perfectly adjusted. If you have a large sweet spot, you don't notice it as much. The problem with the Quest 2 is that it's a small sweet spot with a 3-setting adjustment that it's a whole lot harder to get all of those things to work together to be perfect, right? You know, you have room for error when you have a full IPD range with a larger sweet spot. It doesn't have to be perfect every single time because it's going to be clear because of that larger sweet spot. So, it's just those are the things that are just very important in VR. So it's just like audio. We try to stress how important audio is, and some people don't. Some people don't include that all the time.
At least you guys get the audio, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, we have. So
I like audio. You know?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I know.
Yeah, we have a lot of people on our Discord that have the G2 on pre-order, and we talk about it quite a bit and stuff. So, I mean, I'm just really excited for everybody to start getting these, to see what everybody thinks of it. You know, I mean, a lot of people have all different headsets, and some people like certain things from one headset, not the other. And it's just gonna be really interesting to see when all of these start to ship out and the people's excitement. I don't think there's anything.
There's nothing to dislike about this headset, though. Like, personally, for me, it checks every single box, except for the FOV. But we know that's a trade-off, you know, because you can only push so much information through that headset, or push so much, you know, resolution for the lenses to get the field of view. So, I totally love it.
And some people are concerned about the tracking. You know, some people that go from the outside in tracking from Valve and stuff. So that'll be something that, you know, I mean, from what I've seen from the people that have got these early, the tracking has been very well. You know, I've seen them play shooter games and stuff, and that's our big genre. So, you know, that'll be interesting. And even with the gun stock, you know, I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out with the gun stock. But for people that haven't used them, there are some tricks if you do, because you're always occluding the two controllers, right? You have them in front of each other, but there are tricks to work around that, where even if you just offset the placement of your controllers a little bit to where that headset can more clearly see both controllers, you know, there's ways around all that. And, you know, I mean, I've been playing on the Quest and stuff, you know, shooter games. So I don't know, like inside out tracking, I think is the future. I don't think we're going back to outside in. And even outside in, everybody says, you know, the Valve solution of the lighthouses is perfect. You know, 2 lighthouses all the time, it's perfect. I've never experienced that. I have always, even with 2 lighthouses, I still have tracking issues with outside in sometimes. I do. I don't know. But
sure. Yep, so. I know. No, I like the setup. It's ease of use, again, for people, and the accessibility that you guys have done with this is amazing. With the headphones built in, the sweet spot, all of it.
I mean, there shouldn't be anything you have to add on to the headset. You should be able to buy the G2 and play. Yeah, I mean, other than maybe, like you said, the facial interface, you know, the pleather facial interface, that I can see because I love those. I don't like the fabric. Because, you know, you sweat and stuff in there. It's good to have that pleather, easy to clean and keep dry and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a headset for $599 if you got a PC that is capable of running it, you know. And what is minimum spec right now? Minimum spec for G2 is...
Well, you know, we have, I mean, the great thing, one is Steam VR, right? Always analyzes what you're plugging in, what your graphics card is, and adjusts its, you know, render target. So that's great. And then, of course, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive in WMR, we have half resolution as well as full resolution settings that you can go to. And so we support all of the VR ready, right? If you go look at your VR ready NVIDIA card list or AMD card list. But, you know, to get full, and all those will support with half resolution. With full resolution, depends on the game, of course, right? If you're looking at like Half-Life Alyx and you put all the settings up, right, that thing will take as much graphics as you can throw at it. You know, I got 2080 Ti and always complains about my low VRAM when I start up Half-Life Alyx.
That's why I need that 3080.
Dude, I can't get more.
I want that 3080 so I can throw the G2 on and crank up that super sampling. I can't even imagine what that would look like with the super sampling cranked up. It's going to look so good.
Yeah, but we get a lot of questions about the minimum specs. There are on our website. You can go to the website, scroll down. True. It's in the quick specs.
Yeah,
and a lot of the channel partners put them there as well. I think the Reddit channel has them as well for both for the recommended as well as for half resolution.
Right, it's awesome. And it's good to have that option of the half resolution.
I know. Does it switch between the half resolution automatically depending on your specs, or do you have to just set it?
So in the WMR settings, those aren't automatic. We always start at full, and then I don't know if WMR Portal is, you know, a slideshow for you, then, you know, go set down to half resolution. Cool. Steam VR is automatic, of course.
Right.
So it's just depends where your content is.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This will actually be my first WMR headset, but I mean, it got me on board for it. I mean, other than that, I mean, I was Omen stuff, love it, want the backpack, the whole bit. But this is the first one that I'm like, I have to have this. Like the second pre-orders went out, it was check, done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate that very much. I mean, we've been thrilled to see the excitement in the community, among people like yourselves, among the press, all the consumers out there, all the enterprise customers. So we've just been really thrilled to see the excitement and the anticipation, that outpouring of anticipation for this headset. We've seen a few people actually, end consumers start to get theirs. We've seen the headsets start arriving at the channel partners. So we're excited, so excited for everyone to start receiving theirs.
And we really thank you guys for listening to the consumers as well and delivering it to consumers for that price and the work it goes into getting it at that price. We know that's hard with all the tech stuff out there and how much it costs, but we really do appreciate it. And I think we're going to probably wrap up here. We've hit our time limit.
Yeah.
But I think, any questions from you, Sean? Anything else?
I think that's it. Anything you guys want to say before? I don't know if there's anything you guys wanted to mention.
Thanks for inviting us. We're happy to follow.
Absolutely.
Was his name Matt Serra? Was that his name?
Yeah, Matt Serra.
Oh, yeah.
Happy to follow him,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a trip, yeah.
He was fun. He was fun.
He's getting better at Population 1. We play with him.
He's loving that game.
Yeah,
he's loving it.
Yep, he's a trip, but yeah.
Yeah, and you guys do great work. I'm always here Saturday morning, watching y'all. So it's great to be here. Thanks for inviting us. And if anyone has follow-up questions, where you can find us on. You can find me on Twitter, John Not As Much. You can find us on LinkedIn. We're always hopping into the Reddit channel, the HP Reddit channel, and answering questions. We also have our friend IMAX, our colleague IMAX Voodoo in there, answering questions all the time. I see he's here today, so shout out to him.
Awesome, thank you.
As well.
Yep, that's awesome. Well, we really do appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to everyone getting their hands on the headset and seeing you all in VR.
Yeah, for sure. We will be talking a lot of it, I'm sure, as soon as they show up.
And John, if you want to get in some Pop 1 with us, let us know. We'll play with you, man. We'll teach you the ropes.
Let me get a round in first. So I controls.
I know. We'll get some dubs for you. Don't worry.
I know Tyrell was playing on his G2 last time we played with him. So
yep.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, there's a lot of great games out there to experience with this when this comes.
So many.
So good.
It's good stuff.
I don't know what's first. I think Assetto's first for me. Maybe we'll see.
We'll
see. I know. True. Good point. Yeah. That's
Is Half-Life?
Yeah, Half-Life Alex for me probably. I can't wait to see that in the G2. So,
so good.
Well, seriously, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
good
really
stuff.
do appreciate it.
Just throw it through the screen and drop it right here on our counter. That'd be awesome.
You'll get yours soon.
Right, thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, and we'll see you guys in VR hopefully soon.
For sure.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks, everyone.
Absolutely, guys.
Later.
Yep, we'll see you.
Awesome stuff.
Oh, so good. I just want it, man. That's the hard thing. It's not in front of me right now. And I think I said this, 2 weeks ago. It's so hard to sit, and talk about it. And it's just tough for me to not have it. I know.
Right.
But yeah, it's awesome. I'm super excited. And I know, so glad to have them on and nitpick them a little bit and pick their brains. And it's so cool to talk even tech stuff too, which is awesome.
It really is awesome. I mean, it's an exciting headset. I mean, this is, we go through these phases where these headsets pop up and we all get super excited. Like I remember the day the information dropped for the Valve Index, and the excitement that was around that, and then the Quest 2 kind of popping up out of nowhere, and just the storm that came with that. And now we have the G2 stuff. So it's all, I mean, it's just really exciting times for VR. I mean, I feel like it's really starting to catch on. People, it's a growing industry. More and more people are getting excited about it. Every time I go into Pop 1, it's somebody saying, this is my first time in VR. It's my first time in this game. I just got a headset, and I just think it's awesome. Just so many more people to play with. I think it's a ton of fun. So.
Yep, Jarilla said John Carmack next, and I know. I'm just
So Werner Grease said, well, glasses scratch the lenses, and it's usually always typically a good idea to keep your glasses from touching the lenses because they move around and they can scratch the lenses. Some of it depends on the material that your lenses are actually made out of in your glasses. It's always a good idea just to avoid them touching. You want to use a spacer or lens adapters or something.
Honestly, I put contacts in every time. I used to do the glasses, and then it was always scary for me. And I think once I might have scratched one of them just a little bit, and I'm like, done with that. The prescription inserts work really well, though.
Yeah, they do.
Though for the G2, you won't see them probably for a little bit till they, get them out. But great way of doing it.
Yeah. And VR Spry guy said, "Is it safe to say I canceled my G2 pre-order?" And we've talked about that before. And Joanna said that she always wants to say that it is, what they've seen of cancellations is negligible.
Wise.
Yeah, it's like it's very negligible to them.
No,
they're happy with the sales and the response that they've got from the G2 and how it's moving forward. So, I mean, it's safe to say everybody has, you can cancel whatever you want. I mean, that's
I mean, there's always headsets coming out, but this was the one when I saw everything about it. I debated the G1 even, and I'm like, should I or shouldn't I?
And even G2 at first. I remember, I think it was MRTV. I think it was MRTV we had on, and you were like, you didn't pre-order. You were trying to see for sure if you after talking to MRTV and stuff, and then you pre-ordered like instantly. But
it's just one of the things, when you have an index and you debate it, and then when you know that clarity is there, and that's what I want, I was done.
I think that's one of the hardest parts for people coming from the index, already having the index to going to G2. That's a hard one, but I have the index and I'm very excited for the G2. So I don't know. Yeah, Lethal Weasel, he's in here. I believe he has a G2 on pre-order as well. So
that's awesome. Yeah, it's hard not to be excited for every headset, but this one is my daily driver replacement. So hopefully, to me, that's everything, so man.
Too. Yeah,
I know.
I do believe. I mean,
as long as the WMR stuff plays nice, I am totally in for my daily driver with it. So
me too. And a lot of people talk about wanting to use the index controllers with the G2, and we know that's possible with some USB dongles and stuff. But for me, like, I'm just not a huge fan of the index controllers. They're not comfortable for me. Everybody talks about the finger tracking that you get. That never works all that great for me. I never use it anyways. I don't know. It's just everybody has a different opinion. So, but I mean, I love my index. The index in itself is an absolutely fantastic headset. I love that thing, but the controllers aren't my favorite, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Jim Hall says G2 for the win. I am super excited for the G2. I
agree.
Yeah,
I agree. FOV doesn't matter to me anymore with this clarity. As big as I thought it was before, now having the Quest, I'm like,
I've been picking up my Quest
really
every day and throwing it on, and I haven't really complained about the FOV, to be honest. So I don't know. Yeah, it's
I know.
Expectations are high. I agree. My expectations are through the roof. But honestly,
I know.
We really do appreciate everybody being here. I know we went kind of long today. It was a long show. We usually try to stick to around an hour. Today was like 2 hours. So apologize for that. But
thank you guys for sticking through it, watching everything. We love you guys being here. We love hanging on Saturday.
Seriously.
Tons of viewers and stuff today. Again, man, we love being here. And at the beginning of VR, right? Are we at mass market now? Can we say it finally? Come on.
Oh man.
The adoption is huge, dude.
Yeah, it's
sold out. Everything. Quest 2 sold out. Pre-orders for J2 sold out. Like Quest or Index is still sold out.
Still can't
right?
barely get an Index.
Come on, man.
It's definitely a growing market. It is definitely growing. It is definitely growing. So make sure you sign up for the Population 1 Steam Key giveaway. It's in the link below. If you're joining us your first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you join us all the time. And we'll be trying to do some live streams on Thursdays when we don't have technical difficulties as far as playing games. So.
Oh, yeah. And check out the Twitch thing. Hit the dingy thing down here and all the fun stuff you guys like to do. But we appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
love you guys being here.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys back here in VR or on the next show, right? Or in the audio version or wherever you can find us. Yeah.
That's right.
Later. Cheers, guys.
Thanks again.
We will catch you later.
See y'all.
See ya.